This is the best possible start to the Outer Worlds 2. I'm going to be covering the best early choices, skills, items, gear, everything that you could possibly want to know. Insane ways to farm materials and money. Later on, you can even do this AFK. You can literally step away while you're just farming infinite amounts of money and materials. It's insane. It's a really neat trick. No one else has made a video about this yet. And I'm going to give you the early game walkthrough and tips. Let's get into it. Before we begin, quick disclaimer, I am playing the premium version of the game because I got this game for free. More about that in a sec. But I'm not going to be using any of the premium $100 version of this game's perks or items, but I will talk about them. Number 2, I received this game for free. I am required to tell you Xbox gave me the code. That means Xbox gave me this game for free so that I can make guides for it. However, number 3, I am not part of a talent agency. This is not a sponsored video. I am not being paid by any company or corporate entity to make this video. The only money I'm getting is either your donations or ad revenue. There are no sponsorships. There are no ad reads from me in this video. It is just purely a guide. Let's go. Real quick tip, if you want to get a 15% hidden XP perk later on after the first planet, you must skip dialogue as fast as possible on the first planet. You can still hit the level cap of 30 without this, but it will take 15% longer. In making your character the first time, you get to pick a background. This is ex-convict, gambler, lawbringer, etc., etc. This does not have too much of an impact on the story. If you want the easiest possible playthrough, you would pick Professor. If you want the hardest possible playthrough, you would play Renegade, alright? Though Renegade isn't that much harder, really. If you want the funniest playthrough, there are 2 choices. Roustabout and Professor with the dumb perk. Those are the 2 funniest story playthroughs. Roustabout is hilarious because you're just a dude that just happens and gets lucky and just happens into all the right situations, and it really frustrates all the story characters so much. And then playing as a dumb professor, everyone is just... they're just pissed off at how dumb you are, but you're somehow a professor. It's really funny. Anyway, if you want to play a good playthrough, then pick Lawbringer. If you want to play an evil playthrough, then pick Ex-Convict. If you pick Lawbringer, it will prevent you from doing certain evil actions. And if you pick Ex-Convict, it will prevent you from doing certain good actions. Gambler is... I don't know, I played through as Gambler, I didn't really, nothing really memorable. I'd say Gambler is probably the most boring one. And Renegade has a few extra fights, so if you want to XP min-max, Renegade is what you would want to choose. But, you know, for this playthrough, I am going Renegade. When it's time to choose your traits, we get a free respec after the prologue. So there's something we have to absolutely do in the prologue, and that is min-max our earnings so that we can get a really good head start on the first planet. And here's how to do that. You are going to choose the traits Brilliant and Suave, or Suave. I don't know how to pronounce this word. The reason why is we have 2 vendors we're going to be hitting up in the prologue, and you want a discount on those vendors. None of these other choices really matter much. The combat is whatever. Now, for your negative trait, you're going to pick Abrasive. And again, we get to respec out of this. Do not play your first playthrough with Abrasive in the main story because you're going to lock yourself out of all the content. Alright, not all the content, but a lot of the faction side stuff, okay? And don't play dumb on your first playthrough either. You're going to lock yourself out of a lot of parts of the game. Sickly is merely... It's got extra dialogue options you can pick that actually helps you, which is funny because it's a negative trait. But also, Sickly lets you craft certain things at random crafting benches throughout the game. And the only bad thing is Sickly gives you a lower base health, which isn't going to matter with my build, which will constantly regenerate your health no matter what anyway. So health doesn't even matter. So again, for the prologue, you're going to pick Brilliant and Suave and Abrasive. We need to min-max our earnings in the prologue, and again, we're going to be respecing out of this, and you only get 1 respec in the whole game. You cannot respec after the, like, when you go to the first planet, you get 1 free respec, that's it. Alright, as far as I know, I have not found any secret respecs without cheating the game. You're going to choose Hack, you're going to choose Lockpick, and if you want... you're going to choose Speech, though, and look, it's funny because the speech example shows you literally the character you're going to be using it on. You see in the demo window on the right, spoiler alert, that is Cadet 4th Class Corbin. He is the only guy that we're going to be doing a speech check on early. Now, you don't have to do this speech check. I will tell you about the interactions with him. It's however you want to play the game and the story, though this Corbin guy is part of the bigger story, so it's really up to you. Again, I'll talk about it later, but this is how you min-max your Prologue earnings. So to review, you go Brilliant, Suave, Abrasive, Hack, Lockpick, and Speech. That's all there is to it. Now, I want to talk about difficulty because I know there's a lot of purists that will play on very hard, and that is fine. However, in the Prologue and in the very first planet, you're not going to have a proper build, you're not going to have proper gear or levels, and very hard is quite difficult. You're going to have to run from a lot of encounters and do a lot of save scumming. It's not as bad as playing Halo on, say, Legendary, but the enemies are very, very bullet spongy. The rewards for playing on very hard are non-existent. And playing on story mode, however, the enemies die in like one hit. You can literally run up and melee enemies that you should never be allowed to technically kill with a melee weapon. So this is a little too easy. I recommend that you play on hard mode. This guide will be based around you playing on hard mode. However, for some, video game mechanics to propel you forward, you can just play it on story until you have your full build and then switch it to very hard. You can play however you want. The difficulty does not matter. There is no hidden endings. There is no hidden anything other than random dialogue on the title screen from the Moon Man. That's it. That's all you get. Real quick, I want to talk about a few settings. Now, if you're playing on PC and you want to increase the longevity of your graphics card, make sure you limit your frame rate to the refresh rate of your monitor. That is very important. If you have it uncapped, this has been proven in many games to stress out your GPU so that it has less of a lifespan. And so I'm just looking out for some people so they don't, end up killing their hardware. But other than that, there used to be a setting, and it seems like it's been patched out. So I don't know if this setting will exist on consoles or in a future patch of the game. I don't know where it went, but it used to be here. And it was a setting that made dialogue options pop up during the NPCs talking. Used to, you had to let the NPC finish their speech before your option dialogues would pop up. You want the option dialogues to always be there so that when you load game, you don't have to skip all the dialogue to select 1, 2, 3, or 4 to change dialogue. Now, just a tip on how to use this guide is built like a play-along, but also just general tips randomly scattered throughout the video. There will be timestamps. Now, I want to introduce you my style of guides. So, I have the text right here floating on the screen. This will tell you what I'm talking about and what I'm currently doing in the game. So if this part doesn't interest you, you can scroll your mouse cursor on the timeline of this video and click a part that you want to learn about, or if there's anything of interest, or again, just open the description, click a timestamp. There you go. Let's get started. All right, after the start of the game, you kind of want to decide, do you want to be a good guy, a bad guy, a jerk, a timid twerp, whatever, right? Me, I'm just going to spam through the dialogue and mash the 1 button because that's the nice option. So very first thing is we want to get into the store. We don't have brawny or engineering, so we're going to go the long way. Now, one thing you want to get used to in this game is getting close to desks, lockers, anything where there's clutter, and look for these blue outlines and then pick everything up. You want to pick everything up you can in this game, all right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to go down into this hatch, use the crouch button, pick up more stuff. Use spacebar to climb. There we go. And now we're in. So we're going to loot these 2 things. And another thing, too, is when using computer terminals, you want to exhaust all the options. Now, generally, if there's an important option, you want to save your game. And to save your game, you could, back out of the computer for one. But you can push escape, and then you can do a manual game save. Or you can push F5 on computer for a quick save. You can see in the bottom left it's saving. And then if I push F9, it will now quick load the previous quick save. Now, I want to point out that quick saves do not stack. They are individual. So if you go to load game, I have a quick save here. I have a quick save here. And so, again, don't be afraid to quick save. Don't be assuming that your quick save overrode another quick save and you're screwed. Anyway, when on a computer terminal, just get used to, you could read through everything if you want, but just get used to exhausting all the dialogue options. I'm going to push 1, and then 1, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and now everything's grayed out except for the leave button. So that computer terminal, my character has read that terminal, and that my character will now be able to use info later in the game in regards to what he learned on the terminal. I could read it if I want lore or whatever. And to get out of the door, we're just going to use the button. There we go. So, you want to get used to looting everything in the game. Also, what's really funny is, you know how normal humans would walk down the stairs, but if we just jump off, well, not like that, But if you just like say, you know, do some video game shit like this.
Whoa, that's sure faster than taking the stairs.
So the NPCs actually kind of react to you being a video game character than a human, I guess. So anyway, get used to going into every single room and looking at every nook and cranny for items. And another tip too is lockers. You see these little lockers? This has a blue light. That means there's stuff in them. When I loot the stuff, the light goes away. And again, just get used to like shoving your face into everything. Now I want to point out that loot in lockers and loot found in the game world is semi-random. Some loot is always static. It will always be the same every playthrough. Some loot is random. You'll get a random crafting material or an ammo or an item or whatever. As far as I know, loot is not dynamic. If you die a bunch and you suck at the game and you're low on ammo, the game will not spawn more ammo to help you out. As far as I know, I have no actual proof yet if that is the case. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to the terminal here and then go through the dialogue. What I recommend is that you quick save before dialogue, that way you can actually experience the story, and then afterwards you're going to quick load and you're going to do this. You're going to skip the dialogue as quick as possible, because by doing so, like I told you earlier in the video, is going to unlock a perk that gives you 15% bonus XP with a penalty that you only get 15 seconds to make a dialogue option. This means 15% bonus XP is everything you kill, your quests, etc., etc., and that's something you definitely want, and the only way to get it is to skip dialogue as quick as possible. If you sit there and absorb the story and think through what your character is going to say, you will not be eligible for this perk, and again, we won't get this until we leave the first planet. Also, be aware of your UI. You see how there's like a golden little diamond symbol here? This is basically telling me where to go. So, you know, if you don't know what to do or you skip the dialogue because you don't care about the story, then just look around and look for those little things on the map. And also, you can open a map and it will show you, you know, where to go, essentially. So that way, you're never lost. Once you land on Horizon Point Station, turn around, there's your spaceship. We're actually going to run and do a little bit of parkour action here behind these pipes. And again, this isn't super necessary, but these are pretty valuable materials. And we're going to buy an early game armor by selling a lot of things here. And just get used to looting everything in a zone. And to do that, again, we're just going to parkour around the tops here, looking for items, nothing there. And again, just comb every little inch because, again, there's bullets. There's a whole lot of things that you're going to want. And so, again, just get used to running around. There's some foil, very useful for crafting. You'll be glad that you looted this stuff if you do it early and often. And later on, I'm going to set you up with an AFK method to farm things, so don't worry about it. But, you know, there's just stuff all over the place that you might be able to pick up. So, another thing when learning how to climb, if you just hold the spacebar, you'll automatically mantle things that you can mantle. Mantling is where you do that little leap over a ledge thing with your arm, like you just kind of grab it there like that. So again, I'm just going to run at this and hold spacebar and, well, hold spacebar while running, not walking. And I keep getting stuck on the box. There we go, got some ammo. Alright, and so once you learn how to navigate these things, it gets a lot easier. And let me just say, we're going to be getting a double jump fairly soon that makes this even easier to do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run in here, and there's several things that the game wants us to do, but right now we're going to just run up the stairs, alright, and then we are going to loot all the guys, all the things, and then use the power core and put it in the doorway. This is going to awaken a robot to our right. And I'm going to skip the dialogue, or skip the cutscene. So this robot comes out. However, this robot is passive. You could shoot this if you want. You could also punch it if you want. But passive robots don't give XP, but they do drop loot. So it's important for you to kill everything that you can loot. Alright, so I want to show you... He's just giving me tickets. So I want to show you... This is on a very hard mode. So I'm going to shoot it in the head. And that did 13 damage. Well, this guy doesn't have a life bar. Alright, now if I change the game to story mode, he won't have as much life. Alright? Now, oh, there's his life bar. So we did 21 with that shot. Or no, we're still doing 13 anyway. But yeah, he dies much faster on story mode. And look, again, you want to smash every robot you can. He's still giving me tickets. For the loot. The loot is the most important part. You don't really get much XP killing things in the prologue, though there are things that give XP. All right. Yes, let's
I
skip
also
through.
thought a vent around the
So
corner
what I want you to
could
pick
hide in a
here
less conspicuous manner than
is you want to click number 2. I must have left all my crime tools back at the ship, Niles. So he will give you a extra lockpick than if you just click this option. So make sure you click number 2. There we go, and then he'll give you the bypass shunt and the lockpick so that you can come over. The mag pick, that's what it's called in this game. All right, and then you can make a quick save, and then there is a choice to make with the intercom right here. Now, the ways to handle this room, if you were playing on like very hard or whatever, is as follows. You can use the intercom, have the guy with your speech 1 disable the robots. You could run into this room and hack the robots and disable them. You can also use your mag pick that he just gave us to go through this little sneaky hatch. And there's a few loot down there. However, this uses your mag pick, and it only gives you 10 XP, so that's stupid. Also, none of these actions give you XP, so they're all stupid. What you want to do is go and shoot all the robots outside and kill them so that you can loot them. Because loot is very important right now. And what you want to do, because these guys are going to run outside and kill everything for us, we want to make sure we hit both turrets one time and then kill the small robots. So it's going to look like this. Hit the turret, hit the turret. I keep missing. There we go. And then kill the small robots. There we go. And yes, I turned the difficulty down for this so I'm not taking a lot of damage. And you want to loot the robots. There we go. Go ahead and loot them. And hope you get a magnet. If not, it's fine. We'll get one later if not. And you'll notice if something does or doesn't drop loot, it'll have like a little chest icon on your minimap in the bottom left. Now, before you move on, because the game wants you to go in here and do a bunch of stuff, we don't want to do that yet. We want to loot this area. There's still lots of stuff to yoink up, okay? So I like to go through the perimeter. We're going to go in here. This is where you'd have hacked the robots. And again, there's some stuff there, some bullets, some more stuff. And again, you're just going to look at every little nook and cranny. All right, we go around this little corner here. And I'll turn on the flashlight because I have my gamma settings higher. It might be dark on your screen depending on your monitor settings. But we also want to go under the stairs. There's a dead sprat hide, and you may be thinking, "Oh, this is crappy." Like, no, you want this stuff. You literally want all of this stuff. And then here on this side, we're going to then climb up and jump up here. And there's some loot in the corner here. There we go. Scoop all that up. Continuing along again, that's the left side turret of the room. And then in this little area, we get some more stuff. So that is the full loot for this room. Again, it's very important that we fully loot everything. Now, if you want to, you can still go and talk to the guy on the intercom if you want. It doesn't give you anything, so there's really no point. So at this point, the game is going to give you a choice to go either security ops or central dispatch. You always want to go central dispatch. The reason why is you get a better melee weapon. You also get more loot, more XP, and it's faster. Security ops is like a solo stealth mission. Central dispatch is a kill all the enemies mission. If you're doing like a very hard playthrough, you would go security ops because number 2 is very difficult right now on very hard if you're like a purist, okay? But we want this number 2 for the loot and XP. So what's going to happen is they're going to run to the left and we're going to run to the right. However, we're going to run to the left and we're going to loot everything in this area. So starting with it, if you tag this robot, these guys will shoot them. Or they're supposed to. Hello? Hey guys, turn around. Yeah, turn around. Okay, they're going to shoot this guy. And we're going to tag him once. Or I guess we'll just kill him and loot him. There we go. We got a magnet. That's what we want. We want to make sure we get at least one magnet, okay? That's for later. We can't open this because that is the security ops mission, but they are going to kill this robot, which sadly, I don't know a way to jump up there and get to. I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't figured it out. But other than that, that should be all the loot on this side as far as I remember. Oh, wait, no, there's the canister. There we go. Yeah, the canisters are worth a bunch, so go ahead and grab that. And then, if I'm not stuck on the geometry here, we are going to go back to our side while they doink the robot. And you can finish it off if you want. It's whatever. I mean, bullets are very plentiful. And we're going to be bullet maxing. Yes, I said that, bullet maxing. Welcome to the channel, everybody. And let me show you how to deal with the this battle. Now, you'll see a robot here. You can't loot this guy or that guy. So don't even bother killing those two. But what you want to do... Yes, the game is explaining how to use things. Cool. So there's 2 guards approaching right over here, and we're just going to explode them. And they didn't kill this guy for some reason. That's cool. Always fun. Just enter bats. Yeah, I know. Fallout, right? And just loot them. There you go. And then you want to make sure that you clean sweep the area. Sometimes there's stuff on the shelf, but well, it's over here. I don't know. I swear I had a playthrough where stuff was on that shelf. But again, loot is semi-random, so just run around and grab everything. I'm not going to show you where all the loot is. You can figure this part out. By the way, this robot, you can, if you want to punch, just hit your melee button while aiming down sights. Normally, you can punch without aiming down sights, but sometimes it's bugged. And yes, you hit for 2, I know, but he does drop loot, so you want to smash him. So in this fight, the enemies start to throw grenades at you. You can use your time dilation device to shoot their grenades. So let's just walk in, and remember, there's explosion barrels, so again, we're just going to kill everything. And yes, I lowered the difficulty. That way they're very easy to deal with, and they don't kill me if you hit. Like, anytime they're going to throw a grenade, like, you see how that guy threw a grenade? I was a little late, but you can shoot the grenade and kill him. And again, just a little pro tip. I like to clear the room first of enemies, and yes, the melee guys are pretty wild. Don't hate my aim. It's hard to talk at the same time while you play. But once you've killed all the enemies, you'll notice on your minimap there's no more circle. See how there's a circle indicator in there? That is the enemy's alert radius. So again, there's an enemy in here, or a quest zone, I guess. But enemies also have that circle, okay? Don't judge. But yeah, you see how there's a treasure box on my minimap? That means this guy is lootable. Yeah, before we do anything else, we're going to loot the entire room. So this room here is super, super important because this has the melee weapon that's better than the other area. The other area gives you a knife. This gives you a stun baton that deals extra damage to robots. So make sure you pick this up, and the game teaches you stealth attacks. We're going to go ahead and grab the manual and the grenades and all the stuff out of the lockers. Now, what's also important is in this open locker with the stun baton, there is a playing card. Pick this up. If you ever see these, and they're hard to see because they're so tiny, they give you a permanent stat boost. This gave me +5 max health, and there's a lot of these cards in the world. I'm going to help you get them, not all of them, because this is a starter guide, not a full game guide. Alright? But you can't come back to this zone, so if you miss this card, you can't ever get it the rest of the game. Literally start your game over if you're a stat maxer, alright? And we're not an engineer, so we're using the manual to open this. Alright, so keep in mind, at this room, I've already cleared it out and looted it, but there's a vending machine here. We're going to use this in just a bit, but we're going to proceed forward here. And if you followed the guide so far, you should have 2 mag picks, and you're going to use one of them on this door to unlock it. There we go. Alright, pop that sucker open. And this is not something I'm doing. The game does it for me. Don't worry, there's no cringe lockpick mini games and... Alright, but you're gonna, loot this area. Everything in here. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Alright. And then we're gonna proceed, we're gonna continue forward, clearing the rooms, as, you would. So when you're on the 2nd floor, and it wants you to go to disable communications, we're gonna go in this room instead. Make sure that you fully loot it, of course. Read all the things, and hey, another mag pick. There's also one on the table on the 1st floor if you missed it. Some other stuff too, and we're gonna hack this computer and steal its money. So again, we're just gonna exhaust all the dialogue. There we go. Well, hold on, I hit the wrong button. Once you exhaust all the dialogue, we have access confiscated bits. There we go. All right, and we're gonna plug this spiky electric thing in. I don't know why it uses it up because we clearly still have it. Transfer confiscated bits and remove bit cartridge. This will give us 500 bits, and bits in this game are money. So now that we have the bits, we are going to go back downstairs, and yes, this will take fall damage, it's fine. Don't worry about it. There's robo-donks that'll heal us back up, and we're going to go back to that vending machine. Alright, and the bullets that we're using, you'll notice, are compact rounds, alright? And that's what we're going to buy. Yes, we are buying bullets. I know that sounds counterproductive, but we're going to need a lot of bullets, alright? And at this point, too, you can start using your stun baton if you're on an easier difficulty. But we are going to, again, buy all of the compact rounds. So, there we go. And that's all we're buying. We don't need any of this other stuff. It's not really necessary. Short rounds, who cares? But just make sure that you buy that. There is another vendor that we are going to purchase from in a bit with... we're going to have more money by then, too. But I'll let you know when we get there. Now, next up, when you go up here to the quest objective, you are not going to play the propaganda tape, alright? It's funny, but you go to examine. You have 2 options. You have unlock the media port, which you could do. And what that does is you can play propaganda. But we just want to remove the breakup power core. If you play the propaganda, it prevents 2 to 3 guards later from spawning, which means less loot and less XP, so just don't do it. Again, at this point, from this point on, I recommend you just use the stun baton for the rest of the zone. Just save your bullets. It's not super necessary, but it is nice. By the way, in this trash, I believe, is Corbin's journal, or maybe it's on the desk in this little, like, storage room. You can do that to unlock a dialogue option with him later, which I believe is supposed to be where you can help him without speech 1, but currently in my version of the game, that doesn't work, so I don't know. But just make sure that you grab everything in the storage room before heading out into the open. Also, this is an auto dock. When you see one of these, it's a really good sign to do a quick save. You can use this if you want, or you can save it and run back to it after a big fight, which is usually what you should do. You're going to want to run towards this explosion. However, don't do that. Instead, we're going to loot the area. So we're going to turn to our left and make sure that we grab everything that is not bolted down. In which case, we're going to pick this door and grab all of the contents. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Inside this is 320 bits, which is more money, and we like more money, of course. As well as everything. Everything you pick up is essentially money because it can be sold, right? But again, before we run into the explosion, we are going to run into the other parts of the level here. And again, just loot everything. There's a lot of stuff. All right, once you run in here, you can talk to or skip the dialogue, whatever. There we go. And now immediately run outside. And from the left, guards are going to be coming with also scientists. Kill the scientists because they have good loot. They're innocent. Not really, right? But again, they have potential loot. And then there's 2 guards, so just smash them. Again, turn the difficulty down to make this easier for now until we get our build rolling. But yeah. Now, if you don't manage to run out in time and kill these scientists, they're going to run all the way in here, and then they are going to hide in the storage room here. Or over here, yeah. So they go and hide in here. That's where they go, and they just cower in a corner. So you can go kill them. It's not that hard. Of course, afterwards, run back into the burning rubble and, you know, make sure you loot everything. You know, even though your companion's on the ground dying, that's fine. You know, just leave him. He'll be all right. And then, oh, did I miss something? Yeah, I did. See, look at that. I almost missed something. Again, you want to scoop up all the loot. You want to be a little loot goblin in this early prologue. It's not so much important later because we can kind of make things ourselves or AFK and generate things. I'm going to teach you how to do that too. But for now, also make a safety save at this door. Very, very important because there's a lot of ways to screw up this room. A lot of ways. So I wanted to test a continuity error. So I've killed Corbin and I've ran all the way back here to see if it'll let me talk to him. He's literally dead.
It's a glorious day in the Protectorate.
There's no way to talk to him. So the devs did not think of this. I am talking to a ghost right now. Now, sadly, using the intercom does not reset his state. It doesn't put him back alive. He just stays dead. So it's just funny how that works. I don't know. Alright, so this part can be a little tricky to do, and I'm going to tell you right now, the devs did not intend this to happen, so this might get patched, and if it does, just talk to Corbin normally, okay? I'm going to show you how to not only talk to Corbin, get the quest, but also get the state where Corbin is angry and summons all these robots to fight us, so that we can loot them and get some XP from them as well. So we're going to be doing both. Basically, we're splitting the timelines, okay? So let me show you how to normally talk to Corbin real quick. So you go up to the intercom here, you talk to him, and you just do the first option every time. This is an emergency. Of course, how can I do that? Calm down, no one will know. It's obvious you're terrified of mental refreshment. It's sitting on a terminal. No, I mean, I can change it for you. No, you wouldn't with a clean record, blah, blah, blah. Of course. There you go. That gets you the quest. That also lowers the bridge. However, there's a bunch of robots here that get summoned to fight you if you anger Corbin, and we want to farm the 2 big robots and the 3 small ones for their drops and their XP. It's roughly 315 XP. Doing Corbin's quest is 900 XP, but there's no loot. So we want to both get the loot and the XP. So let me show you the tricky way to do that. So this is a little bit hard and you might have to give it a few tries, but what you're going to do is you're going to lockpick the door that Corbin is in. Alright? And it will not open immediately. You have to actually push E to open it. we're going to activate time dilation, open the door, and we're going to sprint. Well, I've wasted all of my juice, but we're going to sprint to the switch, open the bridge. We still have some juice left. We're going to turn around and use the intercom from inside. All right, so it's going to look like this, and there we go. So now we have his dialogue, and we have the hostile robots. And again, we're just going to do the same dialogue, just, you know, mash 1, mash through the dialogue. There we go. So you'll notice the robots are alive, the bridge is being lowered, and we got teleported outside. So now we can just kill the robots real quick. And again, switch to story mode, otherwise these things will absolutely destroy you. But again, we want to maximize our loot and XP. The small ones only give 5 XP, but they do drop good loot, alright? But the big robots drop good loot, alright? And 150 XP each. So there we go. Alright. And again, last robot to kill. Boom, we smashed them. Now that the game is in the state of duality, we can now... You can run back to the auto dock and heal. Oh, by the way, another thing too. Once the map state changes, I don't know if this is intended. If you run back into this room, there's a mag pick there, which is not there when you run into it the first time. I don't know why, but whatever. So before we go forward into this room, we're actually now going to go into this room. And don't worry about Corbin. We still have his quest. He's mad. He'll shoot at us. And we don't have his key card, so we're just going to pick the door. We have plenty of mag picks. It's fine. We're going to run through this zone and kill and loot everything. Now, there's still some loot I didn't grab on the corners over here and over here. So I'm going to grab those real quick. I know it's tempting, but don't kill Corbin because, well, he's used later in the story, but also, if you kill him now, it fails the quest, and you don't want to fail the quest. Also, you see these little rat things? You can actually dilate time and shoot them, and sometimes they drop hides, but it will alert guards or whatever. In this case, they didn't drop a hide. Just get used to killing animals like that, and you can sneak attack these dudes, take them out pretty quick on story mode, of course. But again, on story mode, the guards, they do piddly damage. On very hard, they kill you in 2 to 3 shots. So again, for this section, just turn the difficulty down. Now, what you want to do is you want to go into this little air duct, alright? And there's a little button to turn on a turret here on the side, so go and enable the turret. And I guess you can melee these. I'm pretty sure you can melee them. Yeah, you can just melee them. And then smash the turret. That's 25 XP. Sometimes the turrets drop loot. Alright. And then we go into this turret, or this air duct. And then there is... Yeah, you get shocked sometimes. It's fine. Just heal. It's alright. Oh, no. It's on this side. Down here, there's a pet rat, which is kind of funny. If you jump down there, there's like a food bowl and everything for the rat. Again, you could kill it for the hide if you want, but it's whatever. Anyway, I'm going to activate this turret. And, kill it. And there we go, got some loot. Kill the guards. You know the drill. Pretty basic stuff. And then there's a whole bunch of guards in this hallway. And again, I can just face tank them because, again, I've turned the difficulty down for the prologue. It's fine. We'll turn the difficulty up whenever whenever we get our build up and rolling. Now, for this section, don't use the lockpick on the safe. Just hack the computer and unlock the safe. That way, secure access. And, well, you know the drill. I don't have to explain this part. And that is another 305 bits. You don't have to go in here. There's no loot. You would go in there if you can't hack the computer to get around this force field. And there we go. So this was the area where we killed the robots. So this is just the alternate path to get to this zone. We've looted and killed absolutely everything. But when you go up to her, this will shut the door behind you and you can no longer go back. So just make sure you have absolutely everything before proceeding forward. Alright, so after clearing this red-looking room with these thingies and the purple stuff, you can go in here and open this door. And this is where you get to decide if you want to be good or evil or whatever. But this is the computer that you would potentially mess with Corbin. So, depending on how you want to play the game, what I like to do here, I like to make a hard save. So I go to save game and I just go to new save. There we go. So now I always have this manual save. And max save is 1 out of 100. Right? Again, different account, whatever. Anyway, so when you're on this computer, you can then go to view personnel reports. You can go to Cecil Ivor Corbin. And here's the thing. You can delete his demerits so that he is a good boy and he ranks up. And you do meet him later. You can also, you know, make him careless so he gets punished. You can also say that he's treasonous so that he dies. You also can just kill him later in the story. It's however you want to play the game. But if you want to be the good guy, we delete all demerits. Yes, delete them all. Continue. And so there we go. We got 540 XP for the objective, and then another 360 for the quest. And then you can just kind of, you know, go through the other options and whatever. But that's all you really need to do with this computer in this room. It's up to you how you want to play it. Even if you make him careless or treasonous, you still complete the quest regardless. And so, yeah, that's how we do the quest and kill the robots at the same time. All right, once you see the auto dock coming down the stairs here, you are at the second vendor. So you know what that means. Buy all the compact rounds. Oh, yeah. And again, we have plenty of money. We still have 805, and we have a lot of materials on us. We're going to need about 4,000 to 5,000, but we're going to go farm some crabs after this and level up a gun, and yeah, just continue the game as normal. Now, once you go through this door, there's no turning back. This area is done. You can never come back here, so make sure you have everything you want before you leave. And yeah, this completes the prologue. So after the prologue, the robot Valerie gives you the option to respec or keep your stats. You should absolutely respec, take off abrasive, give yourself sickly, and then we don't want suave anymore. We don't need the discount. Who cares about the discount? What I recommend, there's two ways to play. If you want to maximize your DPS, Lucky is pretty good. Lucky also has a lot of, it says certain opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities that you can just use your Lucky perk here to just get through, get around, and it makes some areas very easy. However, another one, which is also good, it's not necessary because we have a way to get mostly infinite materials, is Innovative. Innovative also, besides Lucky, is another one you can use to get around a lot of situations, open certain pathways, and so on. But it also doubles everything you craft. So if you want to be a Grenader character, a Rocket Launch character, which are the most powerful builds in the game are Rocket Launcher characters, but that's in-game stuff. But Innovative, it's also one of the best easy ways to make money. You just double up all your crafts and you could sell a lot of things. It's just doubling up on crafting is going to really help the build that I'm going to give you, because the build relies on having a ton of ammo to heal your... Yes, we're going to be healing with ammo. I know that sounds weird, but just hear me out. And double crafting bullets, throwables, and resources makes the game so much easier. But Lucky is good for 5% crit chance. Again, if you won't be able to maximize your DPS without Lucky. Nimble is useless. Resilient doesn't matter because we won't be dying ever. Suave, who cares, because we can print money anyway. Witty is okay if you want to go mass murder, like factions, but there's really no point to do that. They're not worth much XP or anything, so it's whatever. Heroic is if you want to have like a party member build, which party members, they don't scale well. They do not scale. Party members are just there to heal you and use special abilities and whatnot. Party members in this game aren't really all that good. Brawny is not good at all. Knocking down an enemy, you can just kill them. The time it takes to run up to an enemy and knock them down, you can just shoot them. So this is useless. You can open some doors with Brawny. Who cares, right? So again, you want to go with Innovative and Brilliant, and now you want to go with Sickly. Don't go Dumb and don't go Abrasive unless it's your second or third playthrough. These things really limit what you can do in the game. So as far as skills go, you can go whatever you want, but I always recommend that you put at least a little bit into lockpick for pickpocket, which I have a 100% way to always pickpocket NPCs, even if they're being looked at. It's a real simple strategy. It involves a bucket overhead. You know how in Skyrim you can put a bucket over someone's head and they can't see you can loot them? Well, you can't do that in this game, but you can put a bucket over your own head and then people can't see you. I'll explain later. It's funny. You'll love it. I think the devs intentionally made it a bucket for this reason. But anyway, I'm going engineering, hack, and lockpick. Hack and lockpick let you get into a lot of parts of the game that are otherwise blocked off. Observation can be good, especially if you know all the observable spots. I personally don't. I have not moused over every little inch of the freaking game yet. So this would be something to pick on a second or third playthrough once YouTubers have figured out all the locations, okay? But until then, observation is whatever. Observation is also part of a stealth archer build where you go observation and sneak, But we're not playing Stealth Archer. Hell no, that's a boring playstyle. You can also go Speech if you want. You can take off Engineering and go Speech, but Engineering also lets you take a lot of shortcuts in the game. It also increases your defenses massively at the end of the game. So it's really good for a nice build that I'm going to set you up with. So again, at least go lockpicking, and then whatever other 2 perks you want are fine. But I recommend Hack and Engineering. It just makes everything easy. So after the prologue, if you have the premium edition of the game, that is the $100 version of the game, you will get all the premium things. You'll get the Moonman armor, the melee weapon, and all that crap. So I'm not going to be using that for this playthrough. I know, but I'm not using it for the sake of the majority of people watching this video won't have these items, so it is pretty dumb to use them. Another thing that premium users get is flaw. Well, everyone gets flaws, but I'll explain what a flaw is your playstyle is being judged by the game, and every time you complete a planet or you know, complete a major part of the story, you can get a flaw. In this case, as soon as we enter this area, we get consumerism because we have the premium edition of the game. And again, I didn't pay for this game. It was given to me for free by Xbox. Anyway, thank you, Xbox, for the code. I am required to say that. Anyway, we're not going to be taking consumerism. It gives you cheaper prices, but you can't sell for as much. You can make up for this with perks later, but I'm not going to take it, because most people watching this video will not be able to take it. Now, as soon as you're able to control your character, what you should do is open your menu, and what you're going to do is go to perks, and because you have lockpicking level 1, you can now learn pickpocket. This will be your first perk point. Everything else is, we can get it later. Pickpocket is the most important thing. The reason we need pickpocket is to grab keys, to get good loot. We also need to pickpocket certain NPCs because they have those maximum stat boosting player cards on them. And, well, we want maximum stat boosts, don't we? But, again, we're not going to do much pickpocketing right now. We're going to get a bucket, and then with the bucket, we can pickpocket anyone we want. It's a really fun tool. So before we go planet side, we're going to loot the ship again. So now, again, if you've paid attention to the story, it's been 10 years. There's more loot to grab, right? We're going to go into the locker room. You'll notice a workbench. And to the right of the workbench, there is a bunch of stacked boxes. I'll talk about that in a sec. But go ahead and grab all the slop out of the lockers, right? And first thing you'll notice is this one requires lockpick level 11. Well, no it doesn't. Jump behind these boxes. And there's a little disable power button. Cool. Inside is the Rookie's Reward. Now, I want to talk about this weapon because in my version of the game, it's currently bugged. Alright, Rookie's Reward. Alright, this is the premium Moonman submachine gun. Again, you get this with the deluxe edition. We're not going to be using it. Same with the Moonman armor, the Moonman helmet. How goofy is that? And the Moonman, there's a melee weapon. Where the hell is the damn melee weapons at, huh? Oh yeah, there it is, the Moonman staff. We're not going to be using those. Anyway, the Rookie's Reward is one of the, for this build and how I'm going to be playing the game. You can play however you want, but for this build, this is one of the best weapons in the game. Let me explain why. There's 2 reasons, and one of them is bugged. Reason number 1, this gun levels up as you kill things. Not as your companions kill things, not as you level up or do quests, but as you kill things. So if you just go on a murder spree and kill a bunch of animals or whatever, this thing will get pretty juicy pretty quick. Now you'll notice it has a top end damage of 22. This number will go up about 2 to 3 points every single level, and we can pump this thing to about level 7 pretty early on before we even really start the game, making our damage jump up 14 to almost 20 damage. Now here's the bugged part, and this might be patched. By leveling this gun up, it also increases the damage of all your other guns. I don't know why this is, and I don't think it's intended. I think it's coded wrong, but you'll look at this repeating rifle that deals 30 damage. Well, whenever I level this gun up, and not myself, just the gun, when the gun levels up, this repeating rifle damage will increase, and I have no explanation as to why. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. Anyway, continuing to loot the ship now before we do any more storyline elements. There's a few other things that we want to grab. There is, if we go to the back of the ship here, which is this big bright yellow room, We're going to go to the right side and duck under these pipes. And in the back middle, on the little railings here, is the commander's safe key. So we're going to grab that. There we go. And now we're going to return to the main little hub area, which is right here. And we're going to go upstairs into this room that used to be our little commander room, whatever. And there's a safe, and we can pop open the safe, get a trading card that gives us crash +1, 300 bits, bypass shunts, mag, whatever's, and some rum. You can also read the note. It's whatever. It opens some dialogue options with Valerie later. You can examine the bobblehead. I don't know if you get... This is a season pass reward. I don't know if you get this. I got this because I got the game for free, okay? I don't know if that'll be there for you. It doesn't seem to do anything, right? But yeah, you can go into these rooms. Just make sure that you pick everything clean. And look, we're level 3. We're not supposed to be level 3 yet, by the way. We are not supposed to be level 3 yet. Alright, so Valerie's going to explain how this loot box system works, which I think is a kind of a stupid game mechanic, but I'm just going to explain it in case you don't feel like listening to Valerie. And essentially, throughout the game, in vendors, in their pockets, quest rewards, you get these things called advanced decryption keys, alright? And with advanced decryption keys, you can unlock the lock boxes. And once you unlock the first lockbox, which the story makes you do, so you get your little acid sprayer-like ability here. So we have Auntie's acidic dematerializer and the time dilation gadget. Once you unlock that, you can then pick whatever lockbox you want to open, and you'll find these throughout the world. They have random loot in them. Some's good, some's bad. But you can see Valerie's mod kit, which is how you would upgrade Valerie, your companion. More on companions in a bit. Requires 4 keys, which is pretty easy to get. And technically, there's enough keys in the game to unlock most of the boxes. At least, I haven't found them all yet, so I don't know if there's 1 key per... Like, I don't know if there's enough keys to get every single item. So you only want to unlock what you're going to really use. And Valerie is one of the better companions because she can... Or I guess it's a robot. She can heal you. It can heal you, whatever, right? And I like to run double healer companion, but most of the time, because I'm using this weapon here, this the rookie's reward, I'm greedy. I want this thing to level up, and if companions get kills or deal damage to enemies, it doesn't level up. So I have them hang out in the base until I'm ready to do some hard, serious mission objectives. By the way, to pickpocket someone, you crouch behind them. And you hold the E button. You can pickpocket Niles. Yeah, that's right. We're going to steal from our companion. And, you know, he's got some stuff on it. And also, if he catches you, nothing bad happens. He's not going to leave the party. He's not going to get mad. There's no reputation with him or anything. So, don't worry about it. Now, you can't pickpocket Valerie because it's a robot. They don't have pockets, all right? One important thing about your ship is you can always return to the ship and you can heal and craft stuff. You can also use Niles as a mobile workbench, okay? I'll talk more about companions in a bit. But something that's super important is the auto dock. You can fast travel back to your ship. You can use the auto dock, get juiced up. Look at that juicy arm getting pumped full of whatever, right? Squishy. And this will also remove... You see there's our red health bar in the bottom middle. There's a bar under that, and that is a type of poisoning you'll receive, which does not go away until you see a doctor. So when that meter starts getting filled up, fast travel back to the ship, get it cleared, and you're good. Once you've looted the ship, it's time to go to Eden, and there's some stuff we're going to do here. Now, if you're wondering what to do after you've used the navigation terminal, you're like, huh, where do I go? You go out the front door. Even though, okay, this is what I don't get. It's so confusing to me. Look, we're in outer space right now. What the hell, right? We're in outer space. So why do I leave through the front door? I mean, it says transition to it, right? And then, for now, we're gonna bring the companions. We're gonna tell them to go home later, but we're gonna bring them with us for now. So the first thing you want to do, as soon as you get off the ship, is talk to your companions and exhaust all of their dialogue, alright? So make sure that there's no more companion pieces, there's only return, and for Niles, you can actually, you don't want to dismiss him. Don't click number 4 here, alright? But make sure you go to have a few personal questions, and then make sure there's nothing left. That way you have advanced their storylines as far as you can. Now, just a few other notes on how the Rookie's Reward levels up. It is not per kill, it is per damage dealt, or hits received. I'm not really sure which is which, but shooting things, even if you don't kill them, will level this thing up. So you can see here, it's now level 3, and now our repeating rifle deals 34 damage instead of 30. So, again, it levels all your guns up. I don't know why. It's bugged, probably. It's not supposed to do that. And no, I'm not going on without you or anything. I just shot random citizens in town so that I could show you that the gun, how it levels up, and what happens when you do level it up. Obviously, I'm going to quick load this so that that actually never happens. So how to tell if your gun is about to level up? Well, you see that big green thing on the back end of the gun there with a little bit of blue? That's your experience bar for the gun. So whenever we shoot things, you see the bar fills up. And whenever that bar fills up, it'll make some confetti and a little like a ta-da, like a pa-dew, like noise. And that means your gun leveled up. So you can see, again, the bar's filling up, the XP meter. And we're almost leveled. Again, you gotta shoot things that you can hurt. And there we go, that's another level, and so on and so forth. And yeah. So you can just pretty much level up this gun almost indefinitely. Now, I'm in a Crabble cave, and right now I have it set to story mode, so these guys are pretty easy, right? You can see here that, like, this thing's max health, it barely hits me, is like 361. And so, if I go to settings and then change it to very hard, its health is going to be 1,002, alright? So, and again, we still get the same amount of XP, but now these things can kind of kill us. So, there's a way to farm these for XP to level up your gun. Besides putting it on very hard mode, so that you have, they have more HP, so you can, you know, farm more XP. But there's a way to kite them so that they don't run up and kill you like that. So let me give you the full rundown of how to farm this cave. It's not something we're going to do right now because you don't really need it, but it is something you can do. So what you're going to do is dismiss your party members, send them back to the ship. That's the incognito. Just talk to them, tell them to return to the incognito. And so here we are at the ship. Now, when facing the ship's front door, you're going to turn to the right. You're going to see this big building. You're going to turn to the left of that, and it's right over here is the cave. It's super close to the landing spot. And you can kind of see it behind these buildings here, or behind this crane. You see this little cave here in the distance? That is the Crabble cave? They're giant crab monsters, whatever. But you would come here. Crabble spawning grounds, there we go. And again, you would set your difficulty, because I just loaded game, it's back to easy mode. Put it on very hard so that they have way more HP. And what you do is you just shoot them, and they're going to burrow underground and charge at you, right? Just like that. So to dodge their attack, you just sprint backwards. There you go. And then you shoot them, and there we go. And they'll charge again, and then you sprint backwards. Now, they won't follow you out of the cave. They love their cave. Now, the bullet claws will shoot fireballs at you. So you have to, like, angle it so you can hit them, and their fireball hits the wall. So this is how you farm the bullet claws. The other ones, you just have to kite them towards the entrance. They'll back off. You continue pelting them. And again, you can see I'm getting lots of gun levels. Every time I level up the gun, it's going to start shooting faster. It's going to give us more ammo capacity. And when this thing gets high level, it shoots real fast. It shoots harder than any other submachine gun in the game. When you run an armor shredding crit build, this thing melts life bars faster than everything else except heavy two-handed melee weapons, sniper rifles with a sneak build, and rocket or explosion builds. So I would say, and again, if this thing hits you, you kind of need to heal immediately, because it'll two-shot you. But this build, or this weapon rather, once leveled up and once you have the proper gear and the perks, is I would say the third best DPS in the game, but it's also the easiest thing to keep stocked full of ammo. It's the easiest thing to play. You literally just hold left click on things and they die. You don't have to worry about immunities or, you know, monster types. You just kill everything. Robots, creatures, humans. It does not matter. This is the go-to weapon, and we already have it at the start of the game. And one cheeky thing you can do is right before a Craggle hits you, you can just change it to story mode, and then when they land the hit, it does no damage. There you go. And then you can just swap the difficulty, of course, right back to very hard, and continue farming. Of course, you know, keep your distance, right? But again, that's very micromanagey. It's not something that I'd recommend you do. It's just very cheesy to do, but this whole guide is cheese strats. I'm going to show you how to pickpocket people in a sec here. How to assassinate them in broad daylight without anyone seeing. There's a lot of little tricks this game has, but I wanted to show you one simple way to level up this weapon early on. If you just want to shoot harder, you don't need to level this up early on. enemies you fight and, you know, enemies in the story are going to be very weak and vulnerable to you anyway. But just note, this is how you would do it. And yes, I'm about to run out of ammo, but I'm going to show you how to solve the ammo situation as well. Now, one very important thing also to do, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss my characters again here because you don't want them following you. But one important thing to do to set up for later, there is a lazy setup and there is a more efficient setup. The lazy setup is something you can reach right outside of the fast travel point of your ship, and that is the lowest leveled enemies in the game that hit for the weakest, that shoot the most rapid fire. And that is right over here. So just from the ship, you go northwest to the road. You'll see a road. You see this road? Just walk towards like the middle point of this road, and you're gonna see like a turned over, I don't know, hover car thingy with crap on the ground. And you'll see these Protectorate Wasp MK1s. Now, I'm a level 3 character. I have 513 HP. I just took a bullet. I have 511 HP. This enemy hits me for 2 damage each, okay? So, again, and there's 3 of them. Alright, there's 3 of these guys. I can sit here, and they can hit me. And you may be thinking, Swolbenji, why are you letting robots shoot you? That's stupid. There is an armor we're about to go get right now that gives us a % chance to receive black powder and scrap metal whenever we take damage. And later, we're going to get a helmet that gives us health regeneration based on how much ammo we have. Now, how to craft ammo? It's black powder and scrap metal. So we're going to be able to print infinite ammo, which will give us infinite health regeneration, which will allow us to sit here and have these robots shoot at us. And here's how to get rid of the robots. You don't kill them. And what you do is you're going to run towards tall grass. So you're going to run north towards the town here. And all you got to do is, you see in the bottom left how the map is like red? You just duck into this tall grass. Okay, we got to go a little bit further. You see how the map had like a black kind of border there? Just duck into some tall grass. Maybe I'm not in the right tall grass. Okay, it looks like, there we go. The bottom left of the map, the music is kind of, you know, finalized and the music is gone. The bottom left of the map is no longer red. So what we want to do is, once we have these items, we would fast travel to the landing pad. We would run up to the robots, and then we would go make a sandwich and do chores and whatever else you need to take care of in real life. And when you come back, you're going to have infinite black powder and infinite scrap metal. But without that helmet, which you can't get until you leave the planet the first time, and you can come back here, it's just there's parts of this map you cannot come back to. So yeah, that's a little bit of a, not really a spoiler, but I'll tell you later about it. So we're gonna go, once we leave the planet for the first time, we can go get the helmet, we can come right back, and we can AFK farm. But before we get the helmet, all we have to do is, you know, huff some gas, eat some food, run away to tall grass when you're low on HP and out of heals, and then you just run back to your ship, go to the auto dock, and get all of your inhaler charges back, which is your healing item. And yeah, infinite ammo. And infinite black powder and scrap metal means infinite money as well. Alright, so let's start working on Paradise Island. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to dismiss your party members back to the ship, because you don't want them killing things right now. You simply don't. Just get them out of the way. Now, you can see the town. You can see that I am facing north from the ship, and the town is right over there. Now, there's some random crap you can loot around here. It's nothing too good. It's really nothing worth your time. So we're just going to proceed towards the town here, and you're going to see a little hologram advertisement over here. And there's a dead guy. He's got some shells, a pocket watch, and a triple barrel shotgun. Cool, right? Next up, we're going to head towards the town. Yeah, there's some ammo over here and stuff, but that's those robots. We don't want to have to avoid combat with them. You can see they've, well, they've started shooting at me. But what you're going to do is, here's the town gates. You're going to run to the left of the town gates and hop over the fence. And we're just going to run further into town here towards this little wheat-looking field thing. And there's an important item in this field. We're going to duck into the tall grass and try to lose combat. So you can see on the map, the red is starting to flash in the bottom left corner, and now I'm out of combat. So there we go. Alright, so in this wheat field, and you can push the U button to change to a third-person mode to see better. And we're looking for a scarecrow in the middle. And yes, stealth grass, I know. So there is the scarecrow, it's right there. You're going to go up to the scarecrow, and he's got a card in his hand. That's going to give us +1 energy meter max. What is energy meter? It's this thing. Anyway, he's got a bucket on his head. Look at that, he's got a bucket. You're gonna loot the bucket, and this bucket is amazing. This bucket is one of the best items in the game, and it's a helmet. It is a bucket helmet. Let me show you what it does, alright? Check it out. You put the bucket helmet on, and now this is our view. And you can't change to third person when this is on. Now, what does this bucket do? This bucket has a hidden superpower, okay? And this superpower is that it turns you invisible. Let me read it to you. Incognito. Become camouflaged while standing completely still. Disguise may be ineffective against ptero rays. Yes, I pronounced the P in ptero. So, like, pterodactyl. Anyway, take the helmet off for now. We're in town. We don't need any helmet. I don't know. Why is it showing... Anyway. Why is it not showing my human face? There we go. Okay, so what does this helmet do? This helmet is... if you've ever played Skyrim, do you know the exploit where you take a bucket and you put it over an NPC's head and they can't see? And then you could rob them blind? Well, that's exactly what this does, but in reverse. So, you can see here, if I try to pickpocket the doctor, well, I guess no one's really paying attention to me, right? If I try to stand in front of the doctor and pickpocket, I'm detected. I can't pickpocket him, it's locked. But with the bucket helmet, I'm invisible to stand up and crouch, and you'll see in the bottom, kind of in the bottom middle above our health bar, there is a stealth icon. Now we can pickpocket from any direction, from any NPC, and we can just yoink everything they're carrying. Now, this also applies to grabbing things off of the shelf, like steel trauma kit. If I yoink this standing here, these guys are going to see me and I'm going to be in trouble. But if I'm invisible with that eyeball icon above my health bar, I can yoink it and no one can do anything to stop me. I am free to just steal everything, anything and everything, right? Now, in this game, you cannot sell stolen items back to the vendors. And as far as I know, there are no guard mechanics where they look through your inventory and confiscate your stolen goods. So, what you can do now is you can literally just steal everything from everyone, everywhere, forever. But wait, there's more. There's more things you can also do. So, another thing too is when you pull out a melee weapon and you get close, you can see sneak attack. Whenever you see the prompt for sneak attack, this means that you're going to kill them. And so, because we're invisible and we're sneak attacking... Well, it didn't work that time for some reason. I don't know why it okay, normally it works. So, hey, look, I made a quick save. It's fine, you know, that's just our imagination. That's just our main character thinking of killing the receptionist and not actually doing it. You know, normal human thoughts, right? Normal, instinctive, murderous thoughts. So, I guess we have to do it to someone who's not in line of sight of someone immediately. So we can take our bucket helmet and we can go find somebody. Now, I want to point out that high-level enemies cannot be stealth killed unless you are high level too. Okay, I didn't want to talk to this person, so there we go. We're just gonna skip that. Okay. Also, it undid my... Whoa! I can see. Look, I'm invisible right now. Oh, I pushed you and it put the helmet back on. Oh no. Okay, we pull out a melee weapon, and then we go. If you go to sneak attack a high-level character with a lot of HP, enemy is too strong. We can't one-shot this character, right? But you can use this not only with a melee weapon. If you have like a sniper rifle and you go into stealth mode and you shoot someone in the head with a sneak attack, you will deal sneak attack damage. And then you just stand up and crouch again and you go invisible before the enemy can detect you. And you can cheese the whole game with this way. It is super cheap. Now, the way I like to use the helmet is I take it off so I can actually see. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to run into the hospital, steal from the doctor. And you're gonna just steal from every named NPC character. Like if I run in here, there's this facilitator character. So we open our inventory, put the helmet on, and then we pickpocket. And this is how you're gonna get some easy starter cash. Now that character didn't have anything of value, whatever. But if you wanted to steal anything behind them, then you can absolutely do so. It is, it's that easy, right? It is really that easy. And, yeah, so we're gonna go in here now. This is, oh, this is the police thing. So let me show you another thing too. Look for this building with like the officer's sheriff badge looking icon. And then go to the left of it. Go to the left, you'll see some scaffolding. You're gonna climb the scaffolding to the roof of the building. And wow, don't laugh at me. I fell off a building, okay? Don't laugh. It's rude. Anyway, there's a roof hatch in the police station thing. You can freely take this without it counting as stealing. And you know what's important in here? This gun, the shock machine gun. Now, this shock machine gun, we're going to use it later to clear out a bunch of monster eggs, or crabble eggs, and it's really good at killing eggs because it deals a chain lightning attack. Let me show you what this weapon does. This also is good at killing. That is a helmet slot. That is not a weapon slot. Anyway, so I'm gonna shoot this character, and it's gonna bounce to her. Check it out. Okay, yes, I know I'm hurting people. Oh no. There we go. So you can see this character is slightly injured, but not much. Now this gun kinda lacks the chain lightning perk. We get one later after killing a boss that gives us chain lightning. So it's just a better version of this gun. But right now, this gun it kicks a lot of ass, and it's really good at clearing eggs. And that's what we're going to be using it for, okay? Is just clearing eggs. We're not going to be killing people with it. Unless you want to. I mean, you can play however you want. But these cops, they're not mad that you open their door. They're actually happy because they couldn't open the door themselves, so it's whatever. But everything else in this room is stealable. But hey, you can just put on the helmet and yoink it right in front of them. They can't see you because you have the helmet on. I know it doesn't make sense. But anyway. So in the corner of the police station, there is a police officer helmet, which gives you 5% crit chance and 40% critical damage. And the clothing is whatever, but the hat is something you definitely want early game. It's not the best hat. There are better hats, but right now, this... I need to crouch and uncrouch to be, yeah, invisible. There we go. And there we go. It's the perfect crime. Now, if you put on the helmet in front of them, will they react to it? That is the question, and the answer is... Nope, they don't care. Also, while you're in the police station, go to their computer here. They don't mind if you use it. It's fine. And then just exhaust all the dialogue options here. And that will give you a quest, investigate the Fairfield greenhouse. So you can open your map. You can see over here we have schemes of the secret smugglers. We're not going to do this right now. We're going to do that maybe later. Maybe. But I just want you to know it's there if you want to do it. But what's important is when you leave the police station, again, we are facing the police station. There's this doofus in green. This guy, his name is Huel Chaudhry. We want to help this man. This man's going to give us double jump, okay? We're going to talk to him and just push number 1 on all the dialogue choices. And, yeah, there you go, whatever. Okay, and then, there we go. And now, when we open our map and we click region, you'll see that we have a perilous journey to the Grove. So what you're going to do is you're going to zoom in your map and you're going to put a map marker right here at the tip of this, I'm not going to say what this looks like, but use your imagination, I guess. You know, you're going to put a marker there, and then we're going to run over there. And, yeah, we can do the rest of the town. We can pickpocket them later. Once we get double jump, it's way easier to navigate. So you can see on my bottom left mini-map, that is going to point me in the direction. And it's this big old looking elevator thing. So I'm going to run over there real quick, and I'll see you there. So now we're at this elevator, but it doesn't work. And you'll see that we need Engineering 3 to use it. We don't have Engineering 3. So you're going to push, you're going to open your character summary and go to Skills and level up Engineering to 3. Because you have plenty of perk points to do so. And then you're just going to repair it. Yeah. Now, besides saving time, because we can run around the mountain, the problem with running around the mountain, it would take us all the way touching this and going all the way here like that. It's a long run. It's a pretty long loop around. By going to this building, this is a, it might be over here. I forget exactly where it's at. There is a drone, like entire drone base. It's actually a bounty you can do, which you should never do, but it's a drone base. It summons like 10 to 15 to 20 of those level 1 drones that deal 2 damage each per shot, which by the time we farm them, they will be dealing 1 damage or no damage, or a minuscule amount of damage. The game still counts it as being damaged. And that is the optimal spot we will farm our scraps and our black powder once we have the proper armor. But for now, we're just going to ride the elevator up here and do a little quest. I'll show you how to do it. So you can follow along with me here. We are going to walk under the sign. There's a big old lift in the sky. You can see... I want to try something. Okay, so we're going to dilate time and see if we can shoot the guy. Oh, we can! Look at that. We can kill him before he hits the ground. I wonder if that ruins the quest. That's funny. Alright, so we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. I just wanted to see what would happen if I skeet shotted him from the sky. But, no, just let him fall to his death. He's supposed to die. It's a canon event. He dies every game, whatever. There's no saving this guy. How gory, right? Nice ankles. Anyway, when you talk to them, these guys need help because they're stranded up in the sky elevator. So just answer 1 every time. That's all you gotta do. Just smash 1. And then you agree to help these doofuses, right? But you're gonna still loot this guy for his Pale, P-A-L-E. There you go. And that is your double jump. So essentially you jump, and then you jump, and it's pretty cool. So this is what it looks like. You get little rocket boots. Alright? And so we gotta get up here and help these lads out. So how do we do that? Pretty simple. We are... Let's see. We're gonna jump up on the roof and go from there. See? Now that we can double jump, we can climb all sorts of places. It makes navigating this game's world super easy. You know, there's like I've watched entire streamers also. There's lots of dead robots along the way. But I've watched entire streamers play through the whole game without double jump. So you can get through the game without this, but why would you want to? It makes navigating and climbing things and just getting through the levels such a breeze. And so yeah, this is a side quest, and you know, I diverted from the path, but you can explore around. There's a bunch of items, and you just, you know, follow the arrows. Like, it wants me to go that way up and around, but you can also go up that way and get some stuff. So yeah, there's lots of little side paths you can take. Other thing too is it kills your momentum, but here's the thing, you can't, if you hit terminal velocity, it won't save you from fall damage. But what I mean by kills momentum is I can jump this way, and then I can look this way and jump that way. So you can jump around corners to get, like, valuable looties. And, like, look at this, we have money, mag picks, lots of booze, you can turn the radio off, whatever. And, yeah, just lots and lots of loot, guys. When you get to this part of the jump puzzle, you want to grab this drive overloader. We don't actually need it because we're an engineer, but you know, if you're not an engineer, if you're going your own way, whatever, Outer World player going their own way, then you'll have to pick it up to complete the quest. But yeah, it's just a really basic jump puzzle. Just keep looking up, looking around, and if you fall, well, yeah, you die. It's whatever. So just quick save, and you'll be fine. But there we go. I managed to jump over.
That's it. It was that
Pretty
easy.
Yeah, it was that easy, dude. Anyway, you go into this building and you yoink all this stuff, of course. You gotta get used to yoinking everything. It's yours to take, like this farmer clothing. Why not? Not that we'll ever wear it. You know, it's just gonna sit in our inventory for all eternity. But yeah, you just slap that bad boy in. And you know, we're brilliant. You could level up engineering to 4. You don't need to. You don't need. Just throw that bad boy in there, and that completes the quest. Once you're done, you can talk to the guy. If you have speech 3 for whatever reason, you can click number 2 here and extort them for 1,000, you know, monies. But it's whatever. So whenever you help them, you get, you know, quest completion, blah blah blah. You also get a helmet it's kind of a sniper helmet. It's not really that good. It's weak spot damage. It looks a little goofy, but it can go up to 30% weak spot damage. In the story, they say that they use it to identify plants, and there is a plant you can harvest for, if you have the medical level, that is, for an extra charge of your inhaler, but the helmet doesn't spot it. So I don't think devs got around to ever programming that in. But yeah, it's like, it's on the way. It'll highlight when you get close to it. I forget exactly where it's some of these, like, red plant things. I think it's over here. But, like, it'll highlight when you get close to them. Maybe, no, I'm going the wrong way. Let me try to find them. Yeah, so it's these red plants right here. You can click on it. It'll say you can infuse oils for medical inhaler or get some biomass ammo, which is really easy to get anyway. So if you want to min-max your inhaler count, it's right there. But again, putting on the helmet, it doesn't identify the plant like they said it does. So anyway, once you're done, you can fast travel back to Fairfield and talk to the guy. So once you're back in town again, remember, look for the star icon. You can talk to Huel, and then you can give him the schematics, and you can talk to him however you want. But he's not interested in our double jump boots. He thinks they're trash and stupid. But he gives us some money, he gives us some XP, and that's all we can really ask for. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is go to this big building here that says the Saboteur of Paradise. Except we're not going to go into the building, we're going to go onto the scaffolding on the side of the building. And just kind of follow my route here. There's a few things that we're going to be doing here. Again, we're just going to be climbing up the scaffolding. Did I say that right? Scaffolding? Whatever. Doesn't matter. And yeah, just climb it. There we go. So now we've reached this floor, and you're going to run around until you see this big dumb advertisement thing, and you're going to yoink it out, extract it. There you go. Now it's ours. Now we have it. I don't know what this is used for, but I just wanted you to get it anyway because again, there's a lot of secrets in this game. But anyway, as you go on to the other side of this billboard thing, there's this scaffolding, and this can be a little challenging. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your double jump ability to get on top of this, and it's a little awkward, but it's like jump, vault. You want to kind of vault on the poles here and stand on them. So just do it at an angle, kind of like that, and then you're just gonna work your way up and up and up. So it's a little tough, but there we go. We got it on this one, and then you can maybe like jump up here or something like this. And then jump up here, and there we go. We're on top. So not too hard, because on top is a card, and this one gives you 1% damage. I have not seen this in any guides anywhere, any websites, or any YouTube videos. So, cool. You heard it here first, folks. Anyway, now we're going to climb back down, though it's actually just faster. You could fast travel down, or you can just, you know, double jump down. It's whatever you want to do. But I'm just gonna go down. But if you're afraid of heights or something, I don't know, maybe you are, then you can just fast travel down. Anyway, we're gonna go inside the building now, and we're gonna jump down, and we're gonna. This is like something out of Futurama. I don't know, that old lady, grandma or whatever. This is. It reminds me of that. But we're gonna skip all the dialogue. All right. So at this point, you get to make a choice. I'm gonna close the dialogue with this goofy-looking dude here. And you get to choose, do you want to side with this guy, this Reddit-looking dork, or do you want to side with, you know, this lady here? Alright, it's up to you, but, when we started the game, we're fighting the Protectorate, right? And she wants to fight the Protectorate, alright? She wants to help the granny, whereas this guy, not so much. Now, there's two different rewards. You can either get his stupid-looking hat, which, what his hat does is similar to a hat we have. It gives you 5% crit and 40% crit damage, but it also gives you bonus to your companion charge. So if you wanted to do like a party build, like a companion build, you would go with the hat. And her armor gives you 9 defense, and it lowers your toxicity whenever you take damage, which is whenever you inhale your inhaler, you build toxicity. So it lets you heal more often, and it's quite tanky. And it looks bright and yellow and goofy, but we're not going to be using that armor for my build. But you can do whatever you want. So I like to side with her because not only is the mission easier and faster, the XP is pretty much the same. This guy, you have to do a little bit more work for his mission, but you know, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna side with her. But I didn't want to open a dialogue yet. But it isn't gonna hurt. Anyway, we're gonna go. I need to get to the box relay. I'm just doing number 1 on all of these. There we go. So, oh wait, did I pick the wrong thing?
Loose your words. I'm listening.
I feel like I might have picked the wrong choice. Hold on. No, that's just the quicker way to end the dialogue. So again, Officer Babylon Cower of Fairfield needs the automated repair tech center permanently incapacitated. Whereas if we go with the other guy, he wants to help the thing and get it up to, you know, up to speed or whatever. So anyway, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna equip our bucket and we're gonna pickpocket her. And there's some guide videos out there that are telling you that you can get some rewards by doing this, but that's been patched out. And you know what? I'm actually getting rather sick of game devs patching out pickpocket loot. They did it in Starfield, and oh yeah, by the way, we're going to pickpocket this Reddit dork too. But you know, they did it in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and they did it for this game. You know, we just can't have any fun. But we're taking both of their private locker keys. And before we do any more missions, we're going to loot their stuff. So, from this building, you're going to right-click this backwards L-shaped building. So just set a waypoint. And we'll just run there real quick. That way you can kind of see where I'm going. Alright, it's this greenish building right here. It's got the advertisement out front. And everything outside is just free. It doesn't count as stealing, so you can just pick it up. Now, what I like to do is shut the door so no one can see me, because the stuff in here is considered stealing, but there's no one in here or anything, so you're free to just yoink it all. And what we're mainly after, this is the dork with the hat's house, by the way. We're after this. And we have his private locker key to open this. And he's got a triple barrel shotgun and 886 bits. Bits is money. You can also go on the computer, exhaust all the dialogue, blah, 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 blah. And we're all set. Now, the next building after, again, we've robbed everything, it looks like, mostly. The next building we're going to go to is this little building right there, and I'm going to skip to that part. So, once you're here, you'll see Chief Replenishment Officer Cardosa, and you'll see the trailer here that we need to go into, and inside the trailer is Car's War Chest, which has the Burst Biomass Pistol and 917 bits. You can also yoink the stuff in here because there's no one looking, there's no one watching, so you might as well take them. And this character here is where we're going to buy our armor. So we're just going to go number one to open the vendor, and we're going to buy the Reclamation Raiment. This is going to be our main armor for a good chunk of the game. You don't have to use this armor when you're not farming, but it's good enough. Now, this thing costs 4,250. I have 4,622. I know a lot of people are very tempted to go to sell and go to junk and sell everything. You really don't want to do that because some of this stuff can be broken down into very good things. If you're short on money for any reason, take some of your flywheels and pneumatic pistons. Do not sell all of them, but sell some of them, right? So I would click this, and I sold all of them. So I'm just gonna, quick load. That's why we quick saved. I don't know why it sold all of them. Anyway, make sure that you have enough money for the Reclamation Raiment and go ahead and buy it. Now, I want to point out that, this character has some pretty interesting things like this machine pistol advance mag. The submachine gun we are using is not a machine pistol. These mods do not work on it. Also, these vending machines that have mods, they don't have submachine gun mods. We simply aren't there yet, unfortunately. We're not that far in the game. A submachine gun isn't meant for early game. But we got it early. Now, we're going to be going into a few zones with a few fights, so we're going to get some equipment on. We're going to put on the police officer hat for that crit rate and damage, and for our armor, we're putting on the Reclamation Raiment, so there we go. That's how we're looking. Now, if you want to farm some materials, one of those outfits was a little goofy, then we can actually go get shot by robots and get some materials and craft some bullets, which is absolutely fine. But we don't have the recipe yet. And the recipe costs about 500, so we are going to have to sell a few things, which we have plenty of stuff to sell, but the vendors are all back over here, so I'm gonna teleport there. And by teleport, I mean I'm gonna hit stop record and then run there manually and then hit record again. So anyway, once you're outside the really big building that we got the quest from, that's where I'm facing right now. If you turn to your right, there's a vending machine there and there. I don't know why they put two in the same building. There's also a gun vendor in here, and again, you have 3 vendors all in the same spot, okay? Now, one of the cool weapons, one of the best shotguns in the game is right here, and you may be thinking, I see this shotgun, that's not the shotgun. It's this gun, the Rattler. But that's a revolver, yeah, exactly. So this converts your bullets into shotgun shells. And here's the thing, now, I'm saying this is the best shotgun in the game because whenever we are leveling up our rookie's reward, it levels up that gun as well. So by the end of the game, you have a pistol shotgun that shoots insanely, okay, you know how, cowboys can hip fire where they, use the top or the side of their hand to, flick the hammer back really, really quick? Think of, McCree or whatever he's called now in Overwatch. I don't know his new name, okay? I'm gonna call him McCree. You know how you can shoot real fast, bang, 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 bang? Well, you can do that with this, and it's a shotgun. The downside is that it doesn't have much mod slots, which you would have to upgrade your engineering to get more, which is what we're doing. And once they fix the bug with the rookie reward, it's going to be at 11 damage forever until you level up your guns. But even then, it won't scale well because it's a shotgun. But anyway, so just keep that in mind, and you want to buy this before you complete too many main story quests. So you don't want to leave without it. But also you want to buy this advanced decryption key that this guy has. But he does not sell ammo. The ammo is to be sold out here on the vending machines. And we're going to buy plenty of short rounds. It's actually cheaper to buy the rounds than it is to craft them right now. But also remember, this guy is a vendor, so if you haven't done so, of course, put on your bucket helmet and pickpocket away, because he's got got some stuff in his inventory. Look at that. He's got 640 bucks. You know, that's going to buy me plenty of ammo for the upcoming encounters. And, yeah, we'll just go outside and spend his money on the vending machine here and buy all the short rounds. Now, I know I had you buy compact rounds. Don't worry, that's for later, okay? Anyway, there we go. We bought a bunch of bullets. Now we have 500 bullets. Now, we want more bullets, okay? So we're going to actually now fast travel back to the landing pad and go inside the ship, because as you've been running around town, Valerie should have messaged you, hey, talk to me about acquiring ammo. And you can see she's got a little dialogue box, little triple dot above her head. It's a robot. But, I mean, she's got, like, you know, there's a hole there, I guess. Well, it's not a hole, it's something. Anyway.
There is a 98 point.
So there we go. So we just got 30 scrap metal and 15 black powder, which you can talk to Niles and craft it, or you can, you know, not bug him and craft it on your own little crafting bench over in this little area here. And now we can craft even more ammo, which we're going to need a lot of ammo. However, I forgot to buy the recipe. So, yeah, whoopsie. Just kidding, we're going to buy the recipe in a little bit, alright? So, we're going to leave the incognito. There we go. And, again, we're not going to bring the companions, because we're going to go crab hunting for a little bit. We're going to level up just a little bit before we do any more main story quests. And crab meat sells real good. So, remember, we're going to go, you know, slightly southwest here. And we're going to go into the crab cave. Now, you can increase the difficulty to very hard and farm the hell out of these crabs, and that's fine, alright? You have 500-something bullets. You can absolutely kill all the crabs doing that. And it's what I recommend that you do, and it's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make a little quick save and do that real quick. So when fighting the crabs, when they burrow and come towards you, if you double jump, it will make them, when they're close that is, they will unburrow early and swing. Their AI can't handle the double jump for some reason. So it does make the encounter way easier. But yeah, we're going to clear out all the crabs in this opening little room here. And when this room has no more crabs left, the farming can begin. So you want to loot all the crab meat from the dead crabs, and then you want to shoot all or break all of these crabble eggs. And the ones that are kind of close by, you could just use a melee weapon, your stun baton, and break them all. And the reason why we're breaking these is because they drop crab parts, because they're the crab eggs. So, well, let me try to find one. So we got crabble meat there, which sells for like 66 each, I think, or something. We have the crabble shell, which is the uncommon version. And there's even another one, which is like a gland, which is used to craft plasma grenades, which we can learn if we want. And we'll get that later, though. It's not something we really use for our build or anything. But there's a whole lot of eggs up here. And this is where you're going to use, if you want, you could use a rifle or your service pistol, but the machine gun makes it so much easier. This ammo is you're going to be killing so many robots throughout the game. You're going to have so much of this ammo, and this just makes very, very quick work of it. And you can see there's so much loot on the ground now. There's a plasma gland, lots and lots of meat, and this is how we're going to be getting lots of money. Also, there's, you know, other stuff to loot in this room as well, but just clear out the room. And by the way, the weapons don't have to be in your inventory for the gun level mechanic bug to work. You can see now the Rattler deals 14 damage. And again, my character hasn't leveled up. I haven't picked any gun perks. It is purely, I leveled this gun up, all my guns get stronger. It's silly, it's stupid. Anyway, once you've cleared out the cave, you should have plenty of crab parts now. Make sure you lower your difficulty back down and then fast travel back to Fairfield. And we're going to buy the recipe for the bullets that we can now make, and that will have us set for a very long time. And if you still want to farm for bullets before getting the helmet, that's fine. But I'm going to run up to the vending real quick. Alright, so here we are back at the little weapon shop once again. And we are just going to go to the vendor, go to sell, go to the crabble meat. And, you know, that's 646, so we can just sell all that. There we go. Then we're going to go to buy, and we're going to buy the recipe for short rounds, which is only 150. Giving us, you know, we still have 50 or 497 remaining. And with that recipe, we can now craft a whole bunch of bullets. So I'm going to now fast travel back to the ship and do that. So you can see here, it takes black powder and scrap metal. There we go. So that's 160 and 160. And you also want to make sure that you have plenty of mag picks and bypass shunts. We have 6 of each right now, so that's more than enough. I don't need to really craft any with foil. But if you ever see foil, that's what they're used for. It's to make these things. So now our bullet total is, well, we can't see it from here, but on our inventory we have 904 and 710. This is fine. This is a good amount that will last us a while. But if we want to, again, we can go and farm more black powder and scrap metal. Because we have the armor now. Don't bring your companions. They will kill anything that attacks you, and you can't farm with that anymore. You want to set your difficulty down to story mode when farming so that they deal the lowest amount of damage possible. And you can see that I used all of my black powder, so I don't have any more. And remember, we have the armor equipped. We have a 5% chance to receive scrap metal or black powder whenever we take damage. So all we have to do now is just run over to some low-level robots and let them shoot the hell out of us, and we'll be able to get more bullets if we need it. Yeah, that's all it is. I'm going to show you an example. So I'm just going to AFK here and let these things blast me for a little bit and show you how much I earned. Alright, so it has been 1 minute. That's right, just 1 minute of time. I have 2 black powders and I'm up to 21 scrap metals. I don't know what I was at. But this is only 3 robots, right? This is just 3 robots. We can get way more robots. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you now. And I'm just going to run away. And again, I'm doing the tall grass trick. Just run into some tall grass and then crouch down. And we'll exit combat. Alright, so to get some even more robots, we are going to fast travel back to the Sovereign Sweet Spire Grove. This is where we got our double jump ability. And it's just around the corner, actually, from that. Pretty simple. So once it loads, the creepy moon guy in the corner. Alright, so we want to face the lift. Where is... Well, it's back on the ground now, that's right. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to turn to the right, and it's like right over here. It's like we go around right over here. So, let me get to that real quick. Alright, so it's actually a little bit confusing to get to, so I'm going to show you the entire path. So here is like the big archway. There's the elevator we repaired. And what we're going to do is we're going to go this way. Pretty simple, right? We're going to go towards the auntie, whatever character that is. And we're just going to go around the building here. Around over this conveyor belt thing. Towards, we are facing south at the moment. Running down the path, and we're gonna diverge to the right. And you could kill the animals if you want. I know, right? Then we're gonna run under this archway thing, which you know, cool little architecture, whatever. There we go. Continuing along, you're going to come to these little rocks, and you'll notice that it kind of... There's some safe little ledges that you can jump down here without too much fall damage, or any fall damage for the matter. As long as you don't, you know, jump too far down. There we go. And again, we're facing west now at this point. You're going to come across a dead reptilian hunter and a dead combat drone. Also, again, you can kill the breadworms if you want. Just use the slow mode and make it easier to shoot them. Alright. Then you're going to face, again, it's kind of this way. Facing northwest, we're going to run along the edge of this mountain to our right. Coming around, you're going to start seeing these Wasp MK1s. I like to just let out a shot so that I can aggro all of them, because we want to drag them along. These aren't the ones that we're going to be fighting. It's in here, in this building, right? So again, I'm just letting off shots so I can alert everything. There we go. And those don't want to follow me, but that's fine. So when you come into here, this entire facility just lights up with drones. And there's, you know, normally you would go on here and use engineering to disable them, or you would come here onto the side and use hacking to disable them, or you would just shoot them all. And it's actually, this is actually a really good early money spot to farm. You also get a bounty that's worth like 1,000 credits for killing them all. But, yeah, we just want to get as many of these drones on us as possible. And right now there's only 3 of them shooting at us, so what we're going to do is kill these 3, and that's going to start the encounter. So there we go, 1, 2, and, well, more are aggroed in the distance over here. We gotta get them over here, right? But now this facility will continue, like now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we can get the 3 over there and the 3 over there, that'd be like 12 to 15. Alright, and then when we kill this wave, another wave would attack too. And these guys, I don't know why they're not shooting. I think my game bugged out, but they normally shoot. I'm not sure what's going on with them. But, yeah, they normally shoot. Anyway, I've got 4 of them here shooting at me. And again, you just pop your heal and heal up whenever you get low. And let's see, where am I at on materials now? We have 20 black powders and 33 scrap metals. And again, this is just after like a minute or two, bro. It's free resources. So once we get the helmet that heals us in combat automatically, it's like passive regeneration in combat. These things cannot out-damage our regeneration, and so you can leave this running for a very long time, like, if you want, okay? It gets pretty crazy. Anyway, before we do anything else, let's do some side quests. So we are back here at the Fairfield town, right in the middle of town, and what we're gonna do is from this is like a weapon shop with the 2 vending machines here, we are going to face east in this direction, and you'll see these like kind of you'll see a water tower and these like big mine looking things, and all you're gonna do, you don't even need to talk to this technician, just walk up to the panel, examine it, and then use engineering 2 to repair it. That's gonna give you some XP and some grenades. Once you're done repairing it, just talk to technician Art, whatever, and you know, skip the dialogue, blah blah blah, and there we go, got a little bit of rep, got some grenades, got some XP. All good. Next up, you're going to open your map, and then you're going to run into this little region right here. And you're going to take the road east and then go north, and that's one of the easier ways to get there without having to jump over mountains and hills. Now, on the way there, you're going to be fighting some lizard creatures, so make sure to turn your game up to very hard so they're beefy as hell. And use your radar to see them because they're kind of invisible. And when they approach you like this, just climb up on something, and it makes it really hard for them to hit you. But yeah, you can see that I can just kind of bug the AI out by standing on these mine carts or whatever these are, and yeah, just fire away. And the reason, again, we put it on very hard is so that they have way more HP, which means we can level up our gun even more. So once you've run along the road and you come across this camp here, you are going to just kind of run into it real quick. There we go. And this is Commander Torres. We're not going to talk to him yet. We're going to talk to him after we get his stuffed animal toy. So we're going to return back to the road facing north, and we're going to go up to this this big building here, but we're not going to go inside, not yet. And again, just follow exactly where I'm going. So again, here is the big gate. I'll talk you through it, don't worry. Once you've reached the bridge here, we're going to take a hard right on this rough rock near the railing. And you're going to see like black smoke over here. And that's where we kind of need to go, is that black smoke. So, what you're going to do is vault up one of these things. Use your double jump to jump over all the mines. And then you'll see a corpse. Grab his loot. And then there's a little dead thing here. But no, that's a stuffed animal. Once you have that, then you can go back to the camp, and it's a little dangerous, but we have double jump, and yeah, you can turn the difficulty down, otherwise this will kill you. In this case, I can just face tank the mines, it's fine. But, yeah, so now that we're at Commander Torres, you can talk to him. And you can say number one, number one, number one, number one, number one. And now here you have number two. Give stuffed sprat. I think this might belong to you. There you go. And then number one, and then number one. There you go. So what this did was it gives us a different healing item. If you go to inventory and then you click this thing right here, we now have a different medical inhaler. So this one heals 200 instantly and 200 over 5 seconds, but it's 90 toxicity. Whereas the one that you start the game with heals 300 over 5 seconds. So the one we were given is clearly better. Go ahead and put that on. But also, because this guy is a named character, we're going to put on our bucket helmet. Make sure you're invisible. You're going to crouch and pickpocket, of course. And steal his inventory, which includes Scrabbles. So, I did it a little fast there, but, well, hold on. Yeah, so now we have Scrabbles, a Sprat plush kept for good luck. I don't know if this does anything, but I'm a collector, so, there we go. We, we got Scrabbles back, and it's a good luck charm. Maybe it gives you passive luck, I don't know. But, another cool thing, too, is that if you go to your character panel, and I know it's a little hard to see with the text there, you go to perks. You'll notice that we have the Scrabbles perk. This gives you 5% bits found in containers, which isn't that much. I know a lot of people, like, they really, like, hype up in the guides. Oh, this is one of a really good perk. No, it's not. It basically means every 20 crates you open, it's as if you opened one more crate. That's all it is, not a big deal. Now, as far as the area goes, there's not much we can do on this bridge unless you want to level your speech to speech 3. Then there's a quest you can do that gives you about 2,000 experience, but no real good loot. And I'd rather just come back and kill all these people later. Now, down here, there is actually a robot that you can loot. And that's not it. But, let's see. That's not it. Okay, it's the big one over here. It's in the little poison cloud, but that's fine. Just go ahead and loot that, and you will get an advanced decryption key. There's really not much to do up here right now. I'm going to tell you also, there are perks in the game that let you pick up mines. However, mines only get broken down into scrap metal and black powder, which we already have a way to farm. They're not worth much money. And, yeah. Also, there's an armor that reduces explosion by 90%. It is currently bugged and does not work. So this whole minefield is not worth... It's just not worth farming. Yeah, you could get the perks and you could pick up every single mine and you'd have a lot of mines, but mines aren't really all that useful. And they're not worth much money either. Like, picking up the whole minefield is only like 1,700, like, money. Also, I want to give you guys a random traveling combat tip that speedrunners will probably use. So, if you haven't paid attention, different armor types have different combat sprint speeds, right? So, if I put on this doctor suit, I now have 50% combat sprint speed. This does not change your movement speed when you're not in combat, but normally you can't jump across this bridge gap, right? You have to go in here and pull a lever. But if I put myself in combat by attacking a turret, there we go, I'm in combat now. Now I can easily cross this bridge. So I can jump, and I can jump again, and I'm across it. So this skips the entire section. And again, you can actually do that specific jump also with medium armor, which is only 25% sprint speed, but you can't do it with heavy armor. And you can't do it out of combat. If you are not in combat, you will not make that jump and you'll fall to your death. So there's going to be a lot of skips involving this movement tech later in the game. Not in this guide, but in the game. The reason I'm teaching you this movement tech is because we haven't really covered much of the map yet, but this is it's a sizable map, depending on what kind of games you like to play. I play MMOs, so this is a little baby map. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that when moving from, like, say, up here all the way down to here, instead of just running like normal, you would swap your armor to a 50% sprint speed armor. You would make sure that you shoot something to put you in combat, and that's going to massively increase how fast you can get from point A to point B. Anyway, from here, from the Bridge of the Reverend, we're going to go to this little weird building right here that looks like a sideways T. And it's a little church area. It's not too far. So once you reach the chapel, there will be a woman inside. You're going to do the old pickpocket helmet swapperoonie technique. And we're going to grab her diary, her journal, her whatever it is. It's her journal. And she's got 330 bucks, dudes. That's, you know, money is good early on, right? Anyway, so we've read her journal. Now we're going to talk to her, and we're going to exhaust you're a friend of Augustine de Vere's, or Vries, whatever. And then you can just mash 1 and mash through all the dialogue. And again, just exhaust all of her dialogue. There we go.
After the corporate
Alright, and nope, still not done. Alright, there we go. So now when we talk to her, there's nothing left to talk to her about. So now you're all done. And next up, while we're out here, we're going to run... Hold on, let me clear this waypoint. Sometimes... Yeah, there we go. So we're going to run to here, but we're not going to go into this little dungeon area yet. We're just going to run there and collect the fast travel point. Also, everything in this church is up for grabs. None of it is considered stealing, so make sure that you grab everything that your sticky paws can nab. So once you discover the Arbiter Training Facility, that's all we need to do. We're just grabbing the fast travel point right now. Next up, we're going to be looting this zone for just a little bit. It's pretty close to the facility, so just go ahead and make your way here. So there's also something I want you to do while you're here. So again, we are right in here. So you're going to run past this gate, and you're going to see something in the top right of your screen. So we're just going to, there it is. Auntie's Choice Brand Distress Signal. Tab, tune the wireless. So what this means is that if we click the journal button here at the top of the screen, and then click the wireless button, we can play this Auntie's Brand Distress Signal. So this is a radio signal, and it's coming from this building over here, which is up here. We're going to do that later. But it has a really good healing item as a quest reward, so we're going to do it. But just listen to the broadcast until you get the quest thing that pops up in the top left corner just now. Once you have that, you can then open it up and turn the signal off. So while you're in this little camp, if you go to the back of the camp, we have this like generator thing on the right, and then in the back there's like a platform. We can double jump to it, and there is a chest. And what you want to do is you don't want to pick it because you'll get it's considered stealing. So you're going to put on the helmet. You're going to duck down, make sure that you have the invisible icon in the bottom, you know, middle above your health bar, and then lockpick it. And that's 312 bits, and a bunch of other stuff that's pretty valuable. So it's worth the lockpick, essentially. Alright, and from here, again, we have a lot of stuff we're going to do. We're even going to go back to town and do more quests. But right now, we're just going to get the fast travel point for Above and Beyond Repair. So run along the road and then south until you get to the gate and get the fast travel there. And you don't have to stick to the road. You can veer off if you see corpses of monsters, humans, whatever. And you can go ahead and loot them for their stuff. There's always stuff on the sides to be had. But again, you just have to run there. Now, if you see these little white dots on your minimap, you'll see these arboreal screamers. And sometimes they play dead. They're going to take multiple shots to kill. But make sure you kill these because sometimes they have good hide. See this? See how there's a white dot and there's an arboreal screamer there? Did I kill him? Yeah, I did. So arboreal screamer hide. These things are pretty good. You want to farm these as you see them, as you're running. You're going to see a bunch of them. And again, they like to play dead. So just slow down time until you kill them. That one's still alive. Yeah, okay. Get the kill cam. No loot, though. Oh, look at that butt. Look at that. Look at those cheeks. Anyway, but yeah. As you run there, just kill things, hunt things, loot things, of course. And we got... Well, that one is the terror ray. So, again, just kill everything on the way. Pretty simple stuff. There we go. Abusing our slowdown powers. Missed. That's fine. Hurry up, chamber the next bullet. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay, never mind. But you get the idea. Now, while you're here, if you've been following the guide precisely, you should have Engineering 3 as your skills, which with that, we can go in here without any trouble. Just talk to this guy here, or he'll talk to us. We're going to use number 2 here with Engineering 3, and then number 1, and now we can go inside. If you don't have Engineering 3 and you're not precisely following this guide, that's fine. All you have to do to get here instead is we're gonna go here anyway and do this, but you would go here and get credentials, which will then let you in over here. But we're gonna save some time, and we're not gonna start all the quests in this area just yet. It is very necessary to do for the power-ups, but just kind of follow where I'm going, because I'm gonna run in and grab an item on a roof, which will immediately turn in a quest elsewhere. Right? We're gonna turn to the right. And then there's two men arguing. We're going to turn to the right. We're looking for this building with, like, the 3 stars icon. It's a pretty big building. And we're going to run to the side of it over here. Just like this. And we're going to climb up it. So we're going to climb up here and up here. And there's some scaffolding. We're going to climb up the scaffolding. There we go. Alright. And now we're on the roof. So when you're on the roof... we are looking for this thing right here. It's called the Auto Mech Replacement Parts. Go ahead and just grab that. There we go. And then we can leave, and we're going to follow the road north now and go to this area right here. Alright, so once you get here to Westport, we're just going to go straight through the middle onto the upper balcony. I'm just going to show you the route. So, there's really not a lot to do in this town. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not much of it's important. It's actually pretty desolate. I don't know. It looks expansive, but it's not. It's very desolate. But we're just gonna run right up through the middle here, jumping over the railing, because why not? There we go. And then we're just gonna go straight up the stairs, still continuing forward. And then we are going to talk to Vigilant Hogarth here. There we go. And then you can go number 1.
We need repair mechs, domestic mechs.
I have some auto mech parts, but we'd have to discuss compensation. Number 3. And then number 1. 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 So if Corbin's alive, you can talk more about that. If not, the dialogue changes. So again, I'm not going to use Corbin to kill Montelli. It's whatever. But you can still play along. All right, you can just mash number 1, and there we go. Pretty simple stuff. Afterwards, this zone has a lot of stuff to loot. Start with, if you go to the right here, there is a key card on the table. And you can also enter his room since you did a quest for him. And again, just loot everything. None of it is counted as stealing now. And you can kill his dog, whatever. Oh, the poor doggo in the comments. Oh. Every game I play where there's a dog and I shoot at people, they always get mad. It's an alien dog. It's not even a real dog. Come on now. But, you know, later before we leave, we're going to come kill everybody here anyway, so it doesn't matter. This whole place is getting absolutely deleted, but comb the whole area. Just pick up everything you can in every nook and cranny. Again, none of it is considered stealing. You can freely loot everything in this area. Now, there are a few buildings that you can sabotage. We didn't choose the mission to sabotage this place just because it's whatever. But you can do it if you want, but like sabotaging the generator requires explosives, which we're not going to learn. And it doesn't really do anything. We're going to come back and murder everybody here anyway. It doesn't matter. So don't forget to pickpocket the guy at the front gates. His name is, it's hard to see, it's Interim Chief Mechanist Pinchy. Pinky? Whatever. He's got a trauma kit, which, you know, you shouldn't need if you're following my guide, but they're pretty valuable, so you might as well. Once you have looted the place, and again, we don't want to kill anyone yet, because there's a vendor here we want to empty out before we do so. We are going to then travel back to Fairfield, and we're going to do a little handful of really easy to do, simple, basic quests, just to get some more XP and money. Alright, now that we are back in Fairfield, the first thing that we are going to do, again, there's the medical thing on the left, we are going to go to the tavern, look for the little beer mug icon, and I missed this earlier, but when you enter the bar, to the left of the bartender lady with the green hair, is some posters, and behind the poster is a playing card for 1% crit rate, so that's really nice. Now, we're going to advance the main story a tiny bit by going to the Minister Milver Street. That's the dork with the top hat. The nerd, you know, that you would flush down a toilet or throw in a trash can in school. And we're just going to ask him about the woman. Again, it's a real quick convo. I'll just show you. There we are, Mr. Reddit himself. Alright, see you later. Alright, and then that's going to send us over to the side here. So, oh wait, no, we have to look at the records, my bad. I was jumping the gun. So, yeah, there's a house we gotta go into, but yeah, we just look at the records. There we go. Now it's gonna send us to the house. So we're gonna go to that real quick, and I'll skip there. So this quest wants us to search all these buildings, but it's this bottom left one. That's the one we gotta go to. It's got some red trim with like a round window thing. It's the one with the computer console, okay? So I'm gonna shut the door, yoink all the stuff in here, of course. You gotta steal everything every time you're anywhere, right? You'll notice that there's a little secret wall there, but, you know, just go to the computer, exhaust all the dialogue, as you would, so that your character learns all the nice lore. There you go. So that gave us 324 XP, just doing that computer slot. Then we can click all the things here, and, you know, there's some other stuff to yoink. There's nothing in the safe, sadly. It'd be cool if there was. But yeah, we can go ahead and use the computer, and again, just kind of go through all the story slot. Anyway, that gives 900 plus 324 plus another 324. Unless that just flashed twice, I'm not really sure what it is. It looked like it applied twice. Alright, so from here now, we are going to go to this rectangular building that's in the top right of this area here. I'll show you. It's pretty close. So, you'll see that the loss prevention officer dude is right outside. And we're gonna go in. And as soon as you enter the room, there's a fridge on the right. I guess this is a fridge. It's kind of a small fridge, right? For whatever reason, it doesn't count as stealing. I don't know why. But there's a note under the fridge. Make sure you grab this scrap of paper, okay? And, yeah, so now, when we use the computer, we can then, you know, read all the slop that the game wants us to, of course. There you go, 180 XP for reading story slop. That's why we read the slop, okay? Now, we go to Access Administrator, Unseal Cellar. There you go. And now we can exit. So, what this did is it opened a little secret passageway. And that counts as stealing for some reason. But, yeah, so right here on the side of the building, this door is now open. So when we go down here, you could fight everyone, or you can try to save them. But the outcome is the same, the XP is the same, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, here's a clip of an NPC calling us a wagey.
You first, wage earner.
I thought that was funny. So this lockbox is what you would, I mean, I'm not telling you to do this, but theoretically, you would use advanced decryption keys to open these lockboxes back on the spaceship as the tutorial taught you earlier. And the one that is in this lockbox, you can actually check it in the menu. And you can also check it back at the base. This one is a helmet that when you attack an enemy, it marks them for your party members to also focus fire that enemy. So if you're like doing a party build or like a triple DPS team comp, it's best in slot for that. Alright, and then once you're out of the cellar and you're back up front, and if you want the loss prevention guy to go back to where he stands, just save and load the game and that'll reset him. Now, there is a way to kill him down here without alerting the town, but he doesn't have any good loot and it's only like 150 XP, which isn't really worth it because he's kind of beefy, but I don't know, it's just not worth it. Now, if you come over here across from where he stands, there's a jammed door that you can ungrease with Engineering 3. There's nothing really good in this building, but it's 150 XP, so it's the same as killing them. How that the value of a human life is essentially unjamming a door. That's the value in the horrible future that we live in. Now, we can go over here and do schemes of the Secret Smuggler, which is real simple. It's merely a bunch of dialogue. You just mash 1 through the dialogue, and then you run and use a computer, and then you mash 1, and then you're done. So it looks like this. We're going to talk to this lady, and we're going to mash through. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There you go. And now it's going to send us over here. So I'm going to run over to this part real quick. So here's the quick way to do this. Here is Chief Replenishment Officer Cardoza. And on this table in front of her trailer is the card we need. So You know the drill. All you gotta do is put on the bucket, make sure you take a step so you're invisible, and then yoink the card, take off the bucket, and now we're in. And then you can go to our computer, and you can push the buttons. There we go, insert the card we just stole, and yeah, it takes a bit to load. And then hit 0 cases, and there you go. That's the quest. It's pretty easy quest. Oh, and by the way, again, here's Cardoza, here's her trailer, to the right some crafting stuff. There's a free gun that doesn't count as stealing you can pick up. It's not any good or anything, but it's free, so might as well grab it. And yeah, just return to Emmeline, I guess is her name? Emmeline? I don't know how to say her name. And turn that sucker in. Alright, there we go. You get some money, you get some XP. Quite a bit. 945 plus 135. And if you pickpocket her, she has the Sentry Blade covert grip, which you can buy from stores, but it's just cool, a cool thing that she's carrying randomly. All right, next up, return to the police station area. You'll see the sheriff badge building, and on the right side of that, there is a little computer terminal and a guy that's standing at it. We're gonna talk to the guy and just hit 1, 1, 1. There we go, and then we go on the computer. Well, we have to talk to him twice. Talk to him again, and then hit 3 to exit. Now we can use the computer terminal, and we go 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. And now we have exhausted all the dialogue, okay? So now we're going to reopen the computer, and then we're going to go access security protocols, hack target priorities. And it costs a shunt, but we're going to get a shunt back. It's fine. He's going to give us 2 as a reward, some XP and some money. Then we're going to set Auntie's choice to friendly and protecting. There we go. And that's the quest. We're going to talk to him again and push 1 or whatever you want to push. And there you go. It's that simple, that easy. And funny thing, right after you complete the quest, it unlocks 3 drones that release from a cage. And you can just kill them. So it's, let me show you. So I saved literally after the quest. Wow, these load times though, I tell you what. Anyway, so here's the drones, and you can just, again, kill them. They'll become hostile to you, but they're not part of the town, and they're worth 10 XP each. Sometimes they drop drone loot, so there you go. Free piston. Easy. Alright, afterwards, head about right here or so on the map, and the easiest way to see it is to get into this area where, you know, there's Cardoza, and just look outside, just look north, and there'll be a gate here with a lady that's killing drones. And you could actually kill the drones before she does, so there we go. You can kill steal from her, I guess. Unless that bugs her out. I think she might be bugged out. So maybe don't kill the drone. Let's see if the game will let us talk to her. Anyway, we'll talk to her. Anyway, just smash 1 through her.
Of course, we could have.
And if you've been if you
you
have been using all the computer terminals and exhausting all the dialogue like I told you, you can use number 1 here to give her her performance review. There we go, and just keep hitting 1, and then she'll give you 350 credits or bits or whatever the hell it's called. And yeah, make sure you loot the drones if they're lootable. If not, whatever. Next up, come down here on the map to the Crabble Farm. And this is entirely optional, but just coming here and getting the fast travel gives you 250 XP. But if you talk to the rancher, there is a sick Crabble monster, or animal. I don't think they're monsters, but you can go to 1, 1, and then 1. And then this is the sick Crabble. And if you feed it a trauma kit, I mean, if you have medical, I don't know why you'd have medical 5, but, or if you're dumb, you can poison it some more, and that makes it better somehow. But give it a trauma kit. Don't worry, trauma kits are pretty common. And then examine the baby Crabble again, and you can accept it as your pet, and it will live in your ship. It doesn't do anything. You can pet it, which just you don't even get to see your character pet it, but it's just a ship decoration. That's all pets are. They don't generate, you know, resources or anything. So if you're a collector, there you go, and then you can talk to the lady again. I think this is a lady. And you get a rancher save key, and then if you go into the house, here we go, and there is a safe. There's not much in here, but you get a revolver and some bullets. Also, she can't see you, so you can just kind of loot the house blind. She even admits in the story it's not her house anyway, so I don't know how this is considered stealing, but it is what it is. Next up, we're going to go from the Crabble Farm to this square area, and do not visit this little dock yet. it could mess things up. But we're going to go over here and restore the power, and that's going to open up that building there, and we're going to get some loot from it. Alright, let me show you the solution to this zone. As soon as we enter, we're going to turn to the left here. Also, there's some loot just randomly scattered around, so make sure you grab all the loot. There's nothing here that's going to attack us or anything. It's a completely safe area. So, let me just do a little loot goblining here real quick. But this building here it's got a big old ladder, and we're going to climb up it. Now, if you don't have Engineering 3, you will need Sneak 2 or Nimble trait. But if you're following the guide, you have Engineering 3, because that's literally how the game works, is through Engineering. Alright, so we're going to enable the power by turning this thing, and then, you know, doing the engineer animation. It's always different, by the way. It's random. If you save before doing this and then use it and then load, it's never the same thing. Like last time, the character pulled out the processor on this thing and then he like did some wrenching. But you'll see that the power is now traveling over here, signifying that this is now powered. All right. There is a chest right here with 5 magnets, which are pretty good. Magnets, you know, magnets being pretty good. Now, there is a robot patrolling around. It's non-lethal. This robot doesn't fight you, but, yeah. Why do robots release fart clouds? I don't know, but you want to loot them. That's why we killed them, for the loot, okay? Anyway, now that we can go inside the room, we're going to loot everything. We have, you know, just random stuff. This substation repair kit is how we would have repaired it without engineering. But it's repaired now. So what we got to do is flip the old switch here. There we go. Turn that into red. And then this turns blue, and we can pull that out. There we go. Cool. Yoink. Alright. Grab more looties. Loot down here. Alright. Oh, missed the loot in the corner. Alright, so now we're going to run over here and plug it in. That's going to open the door. There we go. Very weighty animations, you know. Must be a pretty heavy thing. Any loot in the corner here? Nope, don't think so. Okay, we're inside. We're looking for loot. We're checking the top shelf. And we have a corrosive shock machine gun. So this is like the electric one we got earlier from the police station, but this one shoots corrosive bullet. Well, it still uses the shock thingies, but it corrodes instead of electrifies. So pretty cool. And now we're going to run down here to the dock. Alright, so once you are here at the docks in the middle bottom of the map, you'll see a befuddled fisherman. And he has a dialogue option that I have no idea how to unlock. So I'm not even going to talk to him, because I'm trying. Once you talk to him, it locks you out. But you get nothing from talking to him. But what you want to do is you want to pickpocket him, because he's got some good stuff. There we go. So he has the trauma kit. He's got a bunch of other things, but he also has the pitchball card Samuel Chin, which is 1% plus damage. So again, love those perma buffs. Now, we restored the power, so the door is open. If you don't restore the power, you cannot get into this house. Alright, and you know, the house is yours for the taking. You kind of earned everything in here, right? That's a hard to see ring. Okay. But there's some good loot that I want to point out, alright? Let me just go ahead and, you know, have my character read that. So here's his bed, and on the bed next to the table is a decryption key. That's why we're here, is to get these decryption keys. But, you know, there's also this little storage room here. And we can take this stuff. We have another decryption key in the safe here. And an explosive light revolver. Now, this thing is probably it's one of the best early weapons for killing animals. And you fight so many damn animals in the starter zone, right? And again, the bullets, the bullets explode. They deal splash damage, right? So you can really, like, you can deal a lot of damage with these things, right? They're really, again, animals take bonus damage to explosions, but, we gotta level up that, rookie's reward, bro. That's what we gotta do. Anyway, down here, there's more loot underneath. It's nothing good. It's just a crappy shotgun and some shells. Not much else down here. Just a little spooky basement, I suppose. But yeah, now we should have 4 decryption keys. All right, we should have 4 of them, and we do. So you know what that means? That means we can now teleport back to the incognito, and we can do Valerie's chest. So, as you know, right when you spawn in, it's right here. You go to Valerie's mod kit, and you pop that sucker open with the 4 keys, and there we go. So in order to apply that, you find the crafting bench. Oh, bad knees. Uh-oh. That's not what I want. I actually have this this flaw in real life, so I don't want it in the video game. But because that popped up, I think I can manipulate this. Let me see if I can manipulate it. Actually, no, I'm not gonna bother. So before I autosave to hit record, I managed to get the foot and mouth syndrome. So I'm not sure if it's based on playtime when these things pop up or just entering. It happened when I entered this room. Like I ran in and I talked to Niles here, and then I got foot and mouth syndrome, which is plus 15 bonus XP. But you have like 15 seconds to make dialogue choices. Also, you go into the kennel here, you can select the pet. Here's Krabby, or Lucy the crab. So you can pet her, and it makes the little love bubbles. Oh boy. And if you have the premium edition, you can have the premium edition Sprat, which is a golden rat. You know, here he is. But again, these pets don't do anything, so it is what it is. But you go to the workbench, and you go to party upgrades, and here is Valerie's upgrades. You can choose super heating or super cooling. And I like super cooling because I want to freeze enemies. That's cool. And then we also have the armor mod here. Do you want acid plating or electric plating? You know, canonically, a robot, you shouldn't, you know, they're weak to electricity, so why not make them, you know, immune to the electricity? Also, this one makes the armor white. I guess the armor's white regardless of what you choose, huh? Doesn't matter. But we have more armor mods to unlock. We just can't do it for quite a while. But anyway, this is Valerie's upgrade. And we did that because it gives a lot of XP. It's like 1,700 to 1,800 total. Alright, then we're going to go to this particular spot on the map. So it's a little hard to align yourself. You can run from the Arbiter Training Facility or from Fairfield. But just line your cursor up with the bottom of the circle and then go to the right. And it's right where I'm standing here. And it'll line up with the chapel. So the chapel in the bottom of that circle. That's the best I can explain it. But this woman, she's in all greens. She can be kind of hard to see, especially at night. But you talk to her, and we just mash through the dialogue, hitting 1, 1, 1, 2, and then 1. And then that's going to put a marker on your map to go up here. And we're going to just grab a resource. You might have seen it when you were hopping around this area, but I'm just going to show you exactly how to get there from the fast travel point because, dude, like, a lot of people, they just, oh yeah, go here, and then, like, people will go there, and they don't know what they're looking for, and then they'll ask in the comments, I don't know how to do this quest. So you see the fart cloud in the distance? That's where we're going. Literally to the fart cloud. Now, you gotta be careful, because, oh yeah, there's mines, but, that's not why you need to be careful. You need to be careful because this is such a dense fart cloud, it'll insta-kill you. So don't step inside it, but we want these plants on the outer edge, alright, of the cloud. So let's just grab this one. There we go. And you can grab more than one. These are crafting materials, right? If you want to get closer to the fart cloud, that's fine. And you can harvest all of them if you want, but you just have to be careful. Stay on the outer edges. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Now, the second location you have to confirm is over here at the Auto Mech Repair Center. And what you're going to do is, it's kind of where my cursor is. I'll show you. So, again, all you have to do is jump over the wall and then climb down here. And again, don't step fully into the crater. Just get on the outer skirts there, grab the plant, and that's all you got to do. And again, it's right here, like on the bottom right of the highlighted area. All right, now she gives us the follow-up to find ferrochromium, I think is the name. Yeah, ferrochromium. We're not going to do this right now because it's all over the place, but we are going to do above and beyond repair. So we're going to fast travel back to the Auto Mech Repair Center, and we're going to take care of that so we can get ourselves a bonus shield, and then we can finally start leveling up our gun and our character a little bit by killing mobs. Alright, so once you are here at the Auto Mech Repair Center, this is where I'm at, alright? You'll see, again, this icon with, like, the cog wheels, or the gears, whatever these are, I think they're gears. You go in here, and then you have Delphina Bryant. We're going to talk to her.
Now, what is
And we're going to hit 1, 1, 1, 1,
Try to avoid
1, and there we go. So, that starts the quest. We're going to immediately turn around, leave, and then we're going to curve around to this fart cloud. And we're going to take a bit of poison here. It's fine, we can cure it. And just hit E to use it, and you're going to suck up the fart in a jar. I know, right? And yeah, she's a freak like that. And then we're just going to run back and deliver it back to her. And again, it's this one. This is some other little, you know, area, but pretty easy to find. There we go. Go ahead and talk to her. 1, and then 1. And again, if you don't have Engineering 3, you can't do these ones, but your one will be different.
So you may have trouble getting your hands.
And if you don't have Innovative, you won't be able to click this either, but you can dig it out with other options. So I'm just gonna do that. There we go. I'll get it one way or another. Awesome. All right, cool. So if you open the map now, why is it not tracking this quest? It should be tracking it. Anyway, now we go next door. And we are going to talk to this guy, Chief Mechanist Woodrow Contos.
Give me a sec.
And then number 1, skip, 1, 1, 1. There we go. And that's going to update your map to go over here, which we'll track. And it's pretty easy to get there. We're just going to jump over the wall. Now, what I recommend you do, because there are some crabs nearby that you need to fight, and we still need to level our gun up, alright? I need to learn how to jump. So yeah, go up here. And again, it's just right over there, but again, there's some crabbles. So you want to fight them on very hard mode to level your gun up, which I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And for the quest, there is just a big old mech over here that you loot for the item. Here it is. And then strip the auto mech for parts. There we go, we got it. Now, while you're here, smash all the eggs so you can get some crabble meat. You're going to be selling a lot of this, especially later. We're going to be farming like 50 to 60 to 70 meats. And that's going to be some early starter cash so we can buy out the vendors before we kill everybody and basically mass murder the town. But yeah, so run around, smash the eggs, grab all the loot from the crabbles you've killed, and then return back. Then return to, you know, Delphina, give her the thing, and then she wants us to report to the guy, right? Which we're not gonna do. We're totally not gonna do that. We're just gonna go corrupt everything. So, whenever we use our ability here, the deflection apparatus, this gives us 350 HP as a shield, which we cast it. Our energy regenerates rather quickly out of combat. If you're in combat, your energy regenerates slowly, but it's still regenerating while the shield is up. Now, the shield will eventually time out and go away, but it's something you can perpetually cast before every fight. You can cast it before going into nasty areas like this. Like, if I try to jump over this gap without the shield, I will die. The game will kill you. But with the shield, it will take most of your shield away before you get to the part of the on the other side. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go into this area here, and let me show you where that is on the map. It is right here, and we're going to go mess with some things, and that's going to be mission complete. All right, so let me show you the solution to this zone here, and we're kind of too close to the fart gas, so we're going to shields up, double jump over the cloud there. If you have hack 2, you can open that door immediately. If not, you go down here and through the vents, which I do have hack 2. If you've been following the guide, then you should also have it. Very basic stuff. Anyway, without hack 2, it just takes a few extra seconds to open the hatch. And now we're on the other side of the door there. There's also a lockbox you can grab there. Awesome stuff. Now, there's some drones in the room. We'll just take care of them real quick. And I missed. Yeah. Kill them real quick. I recommend that you turn the difficulty down for this zone. There are 2 very powerful mechs that will 100 to 0 you through your shields if you are on hard or very hard. So just for this zone, turn it down to story, and even on story mode, they will kill you very quickly. So, we're going to run into this room, we're going to shield, and we're going to immediately use the computer terminal in front of us. So there we go. And immediately use the computer terminal, mash 1 to seal and vent the room. That will prevent the fart gas from killing you while on the computer. Now, in order to beat the mission, all we have to do is go to Access Flow Controls, and then do the shutdown, alright? That's all we have to do to beat our current mission. However, if you want to be a good guy and actually repair the station rather than sabotage it, you need to query the conduit locations, which, and then check the status. You'll see both conduits are open. And whenever you exit, the map will update. If the journal would actually track properly, it'll show you where the conduits are, which they're above us, technically. I'm going to show you where they're at, so don't worry, but yeah. I don't know why the map has not updated with their locations. But anyway, if you're following the guide, what you're going to do is you're going to sabotage it by just initiating the shutdown and override the safety measures, and then disregard the safety and perform the shutdown. There we go, it's broken. And that is mission complete. We can now leave, and you can, from the computer, turn left, open this door. Hey, look, and then that's the entrance. We can leave, all right? I'm going to still show you how to beat this area if you want to, all right? So, starting off, there's an auto dock, and don't use that yet. You're going to fight a pretty hard mech here. Open this door, shields up, and then a mech will jump down. And on story mode, we can just, you know, we could just kill him, right? Hey, we leveled up now. But he has a machine gun attack that hits insanely hard, very, very rapidly. Look at our HP. Look how fast that drains. This is on story mode. All right, yeah, so that hurts very bad. So if you're on any other difficulty, that will literally kill you, okay? But, you know, once you kill him, you can, you know, loot him, do whatever, and then go to the auto dock and have that thing heal you up, okay? There's one more of those in the zone to fight, okay? One more. But, here's another thing, too. In this room, if you have Engineering 4, which you shouldn't, you can repair the elevator and go up. But that's lame. We're going to parkour up there. So we're going to climb here, and then up this way. And there is a website trying to make noise. So I'm going to close that so it doesn't interrupt my video. Then we're going to jump across the yellow pipes. You know, they're painted yellow to show you where to go. That's video game logic. Grab some loot there from the box. Alright. And again, you want your shields up because there's still fart gas in the zone that's slowly debilitating you. Here's the elevator controls to go down, but we're going to go in this door instead. Alright, so the first valve shutdown switch is right here. However, I've already broken the system, so it won't let me use it. But this is where you would do the first one, okay? Now, the second one is located in this room across here, but oops, the platform's destroyed. Now, because we have double jump, all you got to do is jump, and you're there. And then you can disable the second one, and that's it. Mission complete if you're being a good guy. However, if you don't have double jump, or you're afraid of double jumping, you got to go outside, and then climb up here, and pal around on the roof. And you would have to go through these fart clouds with your shields. That's what the game wants you to do. But if you have double jump, you can kind of skip all the fart clouds there and just jump over the fences like so. Loot the guys. They don't have much money. They're brokies. I know, sad day. And then jump down here. Go around this way. There's more fart clouds. Which, again, you know, the fart clouds, as long as you're running past and jumping, you know, it won't eat all your shield. You're fine, right? And then you'll fall down here. And then in this next room, there's another auto dock, and there's a good reason for that. In this next room, there's another mech. It's the same super dangerous, ridiculously overpowered mech. That's why you slap it to story mode. Because he will machine gun your face off, alright? You know, loot all his stuff. Auto dock if you need it. There's more loot to grab. It counts as stealing in here for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but go ahead and reapply our shields. And also there's a vendor. Nothing special in the vendor. There's also a door here. Bathroom if you need to take a piss, dude. If someone mods the game and makes it where you have to piss shit. You know, whatever. People do that. Don't judge, okay? Or do judge. Always judge. Anyway, that opens the door to the second valve, alright? And then once you're done, you can figure out how to get down on your own. Or you could, you know, just fast travel down. That would be another thing you could do. Anyway, with the job done, the game wants you to go in here and talk to, like, the leader. We're not going to do that because you get nothing for it. It just pisses him off. He doesn't attack you unless you attack him or say you're going to attack him. It's this guy here. He has nothing good to pickpocket either. There's really not any good loot or anything in the vicinity either, but we will end up killing him later, but we want to make sure that we can buy out the vendors first and all of that stuff, and we'll clean the area out later, but now is not the time. When it is time for us to return to Fairfield and turn in the quest. If you don't remember where to go, it's the big-ass building in town in Fairfield, this one, and you run over to this lady. Again, it was her quest, and then there you go, turned it in. Next up, we are going to go to this building, which if you did not have engineering, you had to go here before being allowed to go into the Automech Repair Center. But we're going to go here and get our companion, who is going to be a healer. Another way you can level your weapons is against non-spitting reptidons. You can just stand on a tree, and when you shoot them, they will just stare at you or they will run away. Like in this case, it's just going to stare, it's going to go into stealth, but it's still there. It's just hard to see, but yeah, you can farm them this way. Again, put it on very hard so that they have more HP, and yeah, they move around a little bit, but you just fire around and well, okay, so that one died, but you get the idea. You can just repeat this indefinitely as long as they aren't all dead. So here's another flaw, and you can get this by constantly reloading. So like it's like shoot 2 shots and reload, shoot 2 shots and reload. And 50% magazine size is really, really good. All you have to do to not get the bad effect is to reload before the magazine reaches 0. That's it. That's all you gotta do. But if you want to be smooth-brained, don't take this flaw. If you're fighting a spitter and you put something in between you and the spitter, it's just gonna spit at the, you know, the wall, whatever, right? So you can finish. Okay, never mind. He might move sometimes. If that's the case, just strafe left and right. You know, turn your shields on. You should be just fine. His buddy is coming around to flank though, but luckily I can just abuse the pathing. And again, once you kill the spitter, the hunters are easy. Just jump to a high spot. They can't get to you. They're like little puppy dogs. They'll just run off. There you go. That's how to beat them on very hard. Obviously, if you don't care about leveling your gun, put it on story mode. By the way, here's the entrance that I'm at. It's right here. And you also get the fast travel point. Now, this guy right here has a pretty damn good weapon. And a lot of people don't understand why this is good. This is the Prism Repeating Rifle. And you may be thinking, oh, it's just a repeating rifle. It's the same as the one we got at the start of the game. No. So you can see here, if we go into Inspect, that this normal one has 50% weak spot bonus damage. This one has 100% weak spot bonus damage. So if you are shooting heads, if you are shooting rotors, then you are dealing 50% increased damage. Alright, so you can notice our Rookie's Reward currently only has weak spot bonus of plus 20. Right, so if you need to one-shot a target from stealth, though this has no stealth multiplier, you can get a silenced weapon. Like, if you can get a silencer, which we still have a barrel and an add-on we can put on this. So if you put on a silencer, you can also get sneak attack damage on this Prism Repeating Rifle, making it your stealth archer build. Now, you can't get a very powerful sniper rifle this early, and even if you could, you can't craft or buy or really find the ammo for them. And right now, if you, again, put a silencer on this thing, this is your stealth archer weapon right here. So once you're inside, this little area is like it's like a little mini puzzle. You can unlock a door, kill some monsters. There's a lot of loot to grab, nothing of real merit or big value. It's mostly the monsters, the reptoids. Now, instead of doing the puzzle, you can also just jump on the roof. And you can shoot the, there's 2 like babies in here gnawing on a corpse. You can shoot them from the roof, kill them that way, and then go in. It's whatever you want to do. But the main objective is the big building here that looks like this. Is that a reptoid sticking out of the side? Possibly, right? You'll notice there's been some gunshots and a bunch of dead of the lizard, you know, creatures. Which signifies someone's inside kicking some ass. So when you run in, you'll meet Inez. There you go, there she is. That's our new future party member and healer. And we're gonna go in and, well, loot everything, of course. Make sure that you're loot goblining up. You gotta... There's also a workbench here if you're running low on ammo. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk to her now. There's very little wrong answer choices. You can just mash 1 or even sometimes 2. But, anyway, I'm just gonna mash 1 mostly. There we go.
I only been able to treat.
Alright. Maybe I'll see you around. That's basically it. Maybe I'll see you around. So, where did she go? She went back to Fairfield, and she went into the big building with the Reddit guy and the black lady that we worked under. We did some quests with the goofy armor. That's where she's at. She's in that building. Now, before we go back and get her as an actual party member, though, we're going to finish the little mini dungeon here by killing all the lizards that are inside here. And again, it's the same thing. Just do a safety save, shields up, get to a high spot, and shoot downward. That's it. They can't climb ladders or anything. They can climb walls sometimes, but sometimes their AI bugs out. It's a lot of babies. Shut the door. It's like, Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. But yeah, just, again, you're leveling your weapon up on very hard. You're killing the lizards for loot and XP. Guys, we're all mentally refreshed. Now, once you reach as high as you can start dropping down, and then you drop down into this square here. And it's a room with 2 barred doors, which you can unblock and open. There is a lockbox here that gives you a helmet that I believe deflects grenades. I'm not entirely sure. I've never used it, but that's what the description kind of says. Also on the table, it's hard to miss, or it's easy to miss. This little thing here. Hey, look, it's an advanced decryption key. They look like this on the table. Always be on the lookout for that shape. Very, very important not to miss. Alright, head back to Fairfield. That's this town, and we're going into the big building to talk to Inez. And she is over here arguing with Mr. Reddit himself. We're just going to interrupt. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Number one. Again, use the 1 or 2. There we go. Now she's fast. Very fast. She's like a Smiling Friends character. All right. Then just say you got a deal. Boom. And now she's in our party. Real simple. Like all companions, you want to exhaust all of their personal dialogue. Once she's in your party, and while she's still in your party, you're going to go up to this building, Better Than Nature, meet with Ethel Tinsley, which is just around the corner. Alright, then you're going to speak with Ethel. And, let's see, number one. And then you can go, let's go hunting. Number 3. There you go. You don't have to keep asking questions, but you can talk to Inez.
There's a beast out there just waiting to yield up its vitals
and
to a crafting table.
Okay, normally she has a convo thing where it's like, well, which one do you want? And here's the thing, right? On your map, it's going to highlight 2 zones. You have Better Than Nature at the top, Matriarch's Cave, and down here you have one that is the Skeleton Crabble. You're going to kill both, but you're going to augment this one, the Raptidon, because it is a stealth and an AoE healing ability, which is way more useful than the Crabble, which is just an armor-piercing attack. Alright, so right now talk to Inez, and then tell her to head back to the ship. And that way she is not running around judging who you're killing, and she isn't killing things that we want to keep alive. So, at this point in the game, you should be around level 7. You should probably have about 2,000-ish credit, bit, whatever, monies. Okay, I'm aware that the text is in the way of my character level and money. I'm sorry. But other than that, we need to level up. Right now, our gun is level 10, and we need this to be way higher so we deal way more damage. So what you're going to do is you're going to wear the Reclamation raiment and the police officer hat, which is fine for that crit chance. The crit damage isn't that big of a deal, but we're going to go farm some ammo now, and I'm just going to go ahead and teleport back to the landing pad. There we go. Set the game to story mode, and then AFK in front of the drones that are right outside the ship, and get a bunch of ammo, because I only have 160 bullets, and I need at least 1,000 or more. So yeah, I'm gonna run, right over here, and, we could kill these birds if we want. But, yeah, I'm gonna run over here and let the wasps shoot at me for a while. Even though we are not receiving health damage, your shield still gives you the perk. You can see it pop up on the screen every once in a while. You ever gain black powder, you have gained blah blah blah, right? So yes, you can pop your shields, and that will, reduce the time it takes you having to heal in between being shot at. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and check some emails and come back to a bunch of supplies. Alright, so here's the results of about 20 minutes or 6-ish life bars. Not entire life bars, but still. I started with 9 black powder or something like that, not exactly. And about maybe 20 or something or 30 scrap metal. I forget exactly how much, but basically, yeah, we gained almost 80 black powder and 60 to 70 scrap metal, so not too bad for 20 minutes. Again, that's with just 3 drones, alright? So imagine when there's 6 or 10, it would be even more, even faster. And then imagine, in the 3rd zone, we get a helmet that heals us when we have a lot of bullets. So you don't even have to monitor the game, you don't have to mash your shield button, you don't have to mash your heal button, you can just walk away, you know, for hours, go grocery shopping, go see a movie or something, and come back to infinite ammo and money. Alright, so once you have at least 1,000 or more bullets, that way you can, you know, grind for a while, you're going to leave the ship, again, without crew, because you don't want them getting any killing blows or dealing damage to anything. You want to deal all the damage, because you need to level up your gun, and your own character. Now, although experience is shared, like, well, not really shared, it's more like your level is their level. That's how the companions work. But basically, we're gonna go back to the crab cave now, the crabble spawning grounds. And again, make sure you set your game difficulty to very hard. Use your shield, use your ammo, and clear out more of the cave. Break more eggs, loot all the meat. So killing the crabs can be a little stressful because they can two-shot you, and you know you gotta juggle your shield. And you gotta do this when they burrow underground and rush you. You gotta do this weird. Hold on, let me grab that. You gotta do this weird, like, sprint backwards jump and then shoot while you're flying through the air maneuver, which might be hard on controller for console players, but it is what it is. But the reward is this giant egg money tree that just rains meat and shells and materials. And it doesn't look like it rained very much there, but parts of the tree do, or the ceiling, you know, rather. There we go. Just get that cleared up. And there we go, we got a gland, some meat, some more glands. Again, just clear out all the eggs, and it's going to be worth it. If you've been breaking eggs like you should have, there is a hidden little egg cave here with some corpses. And look at all that meat from those eggs. And glands and shells. But yeah, you get the pitchball card, Sam Gold, which is 1% crit chance. That's right, we're stacking that crit chance. Oh yeah. Get those eggs, get that meat, get that materials. See, it wasn't all for nothing. That's that's what we're here for. Now, once you've fully cleared out the crabble cave, get to the entrance of the cave, turn to the right, and hug this mountain. Hug this giant mountain wall. And this is going to take you to a crabble guy, which is just kind of a joke character, a little random character. But there's at least 3 to 4 or 5 more crabbles that you can fight when going in this direction. Just be careful because it's out in the open, and you know when you're fighting in the open it can be a little difficult, but there we go. We got that one down to half in a single mag. Oh, here comes one. Let's get evasive maneuvers. Now he's gonna run back, and that's gonna let us get a bunch of pot shots off, and that one's throwing fireballs. So we gotta sidestep it. But yeah, you can see it's doable. I haven't deployed shields yet. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to finish these guys up. Once you've killed the crabbles, and that's what we were here for, is, again, killing them. The crabs, crabbles, whatever you want to call them. You can go in here. There's a guy obsessing over one of their eggs. He's got some goofy dialogue. You can talk to him. He's a bit of a nut job. You could also, he wants to make a warp drive with a crabble egg. Who knows? But you can pop the egg and he gets upset, but, if you talk to him for a bit, yeah, he sometimes gives you money if you pass, like, certain checks. Let's see. I'm just gonna do one on everything. He gave me some crabble juice. There you go. Again, it's really nothing all that good, but it is what it is. I know if you use a medical check or a science check, he gives you 350 bits, which is not worth investing into those skills. Now, outside his house, he does have the extra primer port slot thing, so that's really nice to grab. But other than that, there's really nothing valuable here. Alright, for more Crabble grinds, we're going to go down here to the Crabble farm and then go southwest along the coast. And there's like three or so there that you can kill. So here I am right here on the map. There is a couple dead bodies. One of them has a jeweled ring. Those break down into valuable materials. Not for selling, but for crafting. And of course, there's more eggs to smash. Again, we're gathering. This is not only for money, but also XP. We've got the Crabbles killed. There's a lot more things that we're going to need to kill as well to get our gun up to par and up to power. And again, we haven't used any of our perk points yet for guns or anything. And so you're going to have a massive power spike once we've got everything set up. And there's more Crabbles to kill. And yeah, so I'm going to get to it, killing Crabbles. Now, while you're down here hunting Crabble along the coast, you're going to go to this area for the routine reconnaissance of rare field resources to get the ferrochronium or whatever. So there's Crabble here, and the resources are in this like little underpass cave thing. So kill the Crabble, get the resources. And these crystals are what the ferrochromium looks like. Continue along the beach, going north along the beach until you get to the mysterious cave fast travel, and you can bring Iris, whatever her name is. You can bring her back here for her quest, but we're not going to do that right now. Now you can see just clearing out the crabs from here and the beach up to here has taken a toll on our ammo. We went through almost 900 bullets. So you know what that means. It's time to go back and farm more bullets. I hate that you can't fast travel while you're in the air. It's so silly, right? But I'm going to take a break in real life, eat some food, and AFK while monitoring the screen and absorb more bullet materials. And yeah, it's a bit of a grind, but it's going to be worth it. Now, one thing I like to do for the AFK grind right now is put on this 40% energy recharge helmet. You get this hibernation helmet from a locker inside the ship, so you should have this. And yeah, so I'm gonna just go jump on the little broken up thing here, and oh, I have it on very hard. Oh crap! Don't forget. Look, on very hard, they absolutely destroy your health bar. So I'm gonna run away and reset real quick. All right, so this is like 85 to 90% of my life bar. Just one cycle, 21 black powder, and I think I was around 30 something scrap metal. So that's like 15 to 21. Not bad. It's pretty good. You know, just a short little AFK sesh there. But one thing that we can do, because we went crab hunting, is we can sell all the meat. So you can just go to a vending machine or a person. It doesn't matter who you sell it to. It's all the same price. And we could technically go to sell. And again, we can get 3,154 for this stack of meat. However, for me, I'm only going to be selling it whenever I need the money, and right now we don't need to buy anything. Now, once you've gone back to the mysterious cave and cleared out all the eggs and Crabble, again, the boss will spawn when you bring Inez with you, so don't worry about that, and it's going to spawn with extra enemies to kill anyway. But just continue along the shoreline killing the crabs. Along the way, you'll discover the crabbing tower, and yes, there's lots of crabs around the tower, so get to killing. So when you're at the tower, there is a door that requires lockpick 3. It's only got like 300 bits and some ammo, not worth it. There's also a dead Crabble over here with a dead human stuck inside it, which you need medical for to pull the human out. That also only gives you like 300 bits, which is not worth medical for. And you see, it's like it's stuck in his mouth. But yeah, not worth the investment. Next up, you're going to travel to Westport, but instead of going into the town, you're going to go to this upper area where there's like slums, broken down buildings. There's lots of crab monsters over here, lots of eggs to break, and buildings to loot, people dead on the ground, and so on. So clear out the area and loot away. Now, when you get to this house right here, you'll notice that there's a lot of purple berry crunch cereals and other purple drinks all over the place. I've already looted it, but here on... Oh, where is it? It is... I didn't already loot it, did I? Oh, there's a playing card in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Wait, no, that's not it. But yeah, there is a playing card in here. There it is. It's on the desk next to the computer, and then this one is, what does that one give? +1 toxicity crash at the threshold. Also, while you're down here, enter sneak mode, and then go into this middle little hut area thing. And it looks like I got detected, or possibly, but there is a decryption key right there. As long as you aren't in combat, you can just fast travel out. It's not a problem. In and out, easy peasy. Also, I'm unsure if this is forgotten content or not, but inside Westport, you can go to the medic area, and the items that you've been looting on that kind of like beach area, there are these waterlogged protectorate medicines. So, I'm not sure. It says that they can make use of the contents inside, but when you talk to her, there is no option for anything. So, I don't know if it's just, you know, something the devs forgot to fix, manage, implement, whatever it is, it doesn't do anything. Alright. After the Westport area, what we're going to do is we're going to go along the road, but curve around and go up towards here, and there's two things we're going to do. We're going to do this quest, but we're also going to kind of clear this area and get a fast travel here, while getting some items for another quest as well. Now, this area can be minorly difficult because it's an uphill battle in tall grass with lots of lizards that spit and charge you. So just, you know, take a few steps, make a safety save, rinse and repeat, and you'll eventually get it. Sometimes they'll kill you, sometimes you'll kill them. But it's a lot of baby lizards with adult spitters, so you don't have to worry about adult melees getting you. So as long as you can strafe and use corners and line of sight, and hope that the AI doesn't, you know, get direct hits on you, you should be fine. Keep your shields up. It should be easy. Now, at this point, you're going to see two different paths, and that's a path that leads down the mountain and a kind of a reddish area that leads up the mountain. You want to go to the red area first, and there's a few things you need to collect over there. So in the red path, when you see the green tanker in this camp area, on a table right over here is one of those decryption keys, so make sure you pick that one up. Now, when you get far enough up the mountain, you're going to fight the big boy. This is a Colossus. Now, this thing can jump in the sky while invisible, by the way, or camouflaged. But if you keep going down the mountain, its AI will bug out and it'll just stare at you, meaning that you can just sit here and pelt it and eventually take it down. And again, doing this on very hard mode is how we are leveling our gun up. So there we go. We even got the kill cam. Alright, 150 XP. And right now, our gun is actually level, what is that? Level 15. Not bad. Very good. This thing is almost twice, it's actually more than twice as strong as when we first collected it. Also, under this cave, you have a lockbox. There we go. But what we need to do, while we're up on this mountain for, is to grab these red plants. These are red spore samples, and you only need one, but you might as well grab all of them while you're up here. Also, this guy has a pretty good weapon for dealing with animals, the incendiary triple barrel shotgun. On easier difficulties, I wouldn't want to use a shotgun on very hard, because the enemies will just two-shot you by the time you get close to shoot them, so yeah, it kind of sucks. But now that we have that red plant, we are going to go down the mountain. And I'm doing this in one take because it's going to be real quick to show you. So as we go down the mountain now, that is where we are going to fulfill this quest right here. This is the ferrochromium that we needed to loot for the quest. There we go. And as you go down the mountain, you're going to see... Let's see if I can get the sprat without time dilation. Oh, only took 4 shots. Whatever. But as you get further down the mountain, you're going to see more of those little nodes, so just keep an eye out. And see, like, there's one right over here. Just grab them on your way all the way down the mountain. So once you reach the bottom of the cave thing here, whatever this is, I'm not really sure what to call this. Jumping to this ship with your double jump changes the state of the map. So currently, if we go to the bridge, they are not hostile towards us unless we try to cross or we attack them. As soon as you cross here or here, these guys turn hostile whenever you talk to them. So it updates the state of the game whenever you cross this. And we want to cross it because it's good XP. And there's some stuff we need on the other side, so you can just double jump on over. And oh, I almost didn't make it there. You see me slide backwards. We got some loot here, of course. And again, we're going to jump across here. Boom. And you see, it just updated. We have objective complete. And what we're going to do is we're going to curve around towards this part of the beach. And there are some crabs to kill and a playing card to get. So after killing the crabs, well, I have one that's stuck underneath the ground. Like, not burrowed, but like underneath the terrain. It happens in these types of games, whatever. But these dead bodies have some loot on them, especially towards the back here. You can see this is where I'm at on the map. And let's see, grenade. There it is, pitchball card, Ruse Beth. And that is +1 critical chance, which is what we're build. Our build is entirely based off crit, and later we're going to be getting armor penetration. So we're going to just be shredding everything with massive, huge numbers. Anyway, once you've looted this way, we're going to curve around this way and get the fast travel point there. We're not going to go in here yet. This is the final level of the first map. Also, this little building here, you can unjam as an engineer, you know, give it some oil and, you know, good light tapping and free XP, right? So this area right here is actually Niles' quest zone for his upgrades. And the reason we haven't gotten his quest yet is so that this area does not get populated by enemies, which we would just turn it to story mode and kill everything anyway. But essentially, we can loot this area and get the fast travel near it, so that we don't have to actually walk up and do it normally. We can just fast travel nearby, free the prisoner, and call it a day. Alright, so here's the gate. Just walk up to it until you get the 900 XP. There we are. That gives you the fast travel. And we are done in this little spot for now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the ship, once we're not in the sky, jumping around. And we're going to grab Niles, and we're going to do his kit upgrade quest, which is a bunch of XP. We're not really going to be using him other than when we level up, he can craft more stuff for us. But again, I'm just going to enter the ship. I'm going to do a quick heal. Hold on, I'll skip to that. Now, before we do that, I want to talk about the native species lockbox, and this is an armor. Well, it makes you quieter, but who cares about that? What I care about is the heals from burning. This enables you to run a plasma grenade build, which means you can throw plasma grenades which catch everything on fire, and you could throw them at yourself to essentially heal yourself over time without needing other heals or a party member to heal you. It's a viable build, but it requires a lot of crafting, so it's very similar playthrough to this one, kind of, sort of. That crab cave that we, you know, have our ship near, the very first crab cave, is where you find the recipe. It's in the safe. You would just lockpick it open. To make Niles' mission easier, just take Niles and Valerie with you, and then change the difficulty to story mode so you can just knock it out lickety-split super quick. With both in the party, since we haven't gotten the quest yet, we're just going to fast travel to Westport. Niles should immediately be like, hey, I want to talk about something, ho. And then he's going to mention he's got a friend, so we're going to walk forward. There it goes. There's the speech bubble. That means he wants to talk to us.
I know I've been pushing to.
And then you can just hit number 1 throughout all of his dialogue here. Somehow his like friend's a doctor, blah, blah, blah. And so his friend lives in, well, there's the quest objective right there. So just go to that house. Then just talk to Zebulon Tran. What a name. And I'm just spamming 1 through the convo here. That's pretty much it. Oh no, something happened. Oh, what are we gonna do? Oh, it's the trope. It's like, you know, you show up to someone's house, and then shit hits the fan, right? Anyway, that's pretty much it. So, from here, we're going to fast travel right there, and then go to this quest. Pretty simple stuff. You'll notice now that this area has this little no trespassing sign, but again, if you just change the difficulty to story mode, these guys are no threat at all. And yes, I know how companion abilities work. Oh man, that thing got obliterated. Woo. And Valerie's upgraded to freeze. Anyway, I'm gonna skip the fight. You don't need to see the whole fight. Then all we gotta do is run around these crates to where the prison is. And we have the storage key from killing all the guards. So that allows us to open the door. And then we can just smash one through her dialogue. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going here. Something about blowing up a ship and having Niles do it instead or something. And then she's gonna board the ship anyway and blow up. I know, it's pretty dumb. But yeah, that's how it is. Afterwards, fast travel back to Westport and turn in the quest. So that quest was worth about 2,000 XP, and finally we got the foot and mouth syndrome flaw, which is going to give us plus 15% experience earned throughout the rest of the game. However, we only have 15 seconds now to do dialogue choices. So when I talk to someone with a dialogue, you see how there's a timer now, and this timer will tick down, and when it ends, it will choose a random option. But, you know, if you save game, you're never going to really, truly screw things up. So, now that we have Niles' upgrade, you can actually just talk to Niles and apply the upgrade immediately. So, I'm just going to give him lightning or rail barrel, and I'm going to give him acid-proof joints. Alright, with that done, we're going to now go back to the ship, and we're going to swap Niles out for the other girl. I always forget her name. It's Inez. We're going to take, again, sub out Niles. We're keeping Valerie. We're getting Inez. There we go. And we're going to go kill the spider crab monster. Not spider, skeleton, whatever. Okay, so we're going to travel down here to the mysterious cave. There we go. And then when we enter the cave, it's already been mostly cleared. And I'm going to make a safety save, and we're going to crank the difficulty back up to very hard and fight the boss. Because it's a damage sponge, and we have Valerie to heal, so we should be fine. But essentially, Inez is going to run and dupe on the computer here, and then dupe on this, and that will summon the boss. The boss does have ads, and I cleared out all these eggs. Why are they back? That's, you know what? I think it repumped the area because I have Inez with me, so it's a different tile set or something. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I swear I smashed those eggs. So that fight took nearly all of my ammo. The allies went down immediately, and you could bring them back up. They just tank a hit, and then they go back down. But yeah, that is the skeleton crabble. And, you know, we yoink his stuff, get some XP, and we're going to need to buy, craft, do whatever we can to get some more ammo, because we are completely out. But we still need to do, this isn't the one we were going to use for Inez anyway. We're going to use the one that's up here, which we have the fast travel point. We can just swing around and grab it. This one's actually a lot easier, I think, but it is a bit out of the way, and we're going to get that later. Alright, did some more AFKing on the drones to get our ammo counts back up once again. And, yeah, so you should be around level 8 by now. You should at least be level 8. My character happens to have 2,273 additional XP. If yours doesn't, it means you didn't kill as many things or open as many terminals or whatever. I don't know. You should be you should be at least 8. Our weapon is also level 16. So that is our progress so far. Let's actually put on the correct hat, the one with crit rate and crit damage. So it's time to spend our skills and perks. So skills, we're going to level up gun to 8. Easy, duh. That's what we've been saving them for. Now we have 5 more points remaining, and you could put these wherever you want depending on how you want to play. You could save the points so that whenever you need a certain amount of hack or engineering or lockpick to do something, you could just put the points into it, apply it, and then open the door, you know, whatever it is you need to do. But there's other things that you should also consider, right? So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. And the first thing is your amount of heals that you can do in combat. So right now, if you look under our health bar, let me move the text so you can see it. If you look under our health bar, you'll see the bottom right corner, the bottom right icon under the health bar is our inhaler. It has the number 3, but it has a green triangle next to it. And the reason why it has that green triangle is that if we go to our inventory and then our inhaler, station, this thing is 90 toxicity, and our character can only handle 88 toxicity. That means we have a crash because of that. So, if your build or your playstyle, you want to use the helmet where your character, like this malpractice, while crashing, you gain a damage bonus, alright? And it scales with medical skills. So you can technically heal yourself, but it's a damage buff. If you want to play that way and crash your character, that's fine. However, for most intents and purposes, you want just a bare minimum 1 point of toxicity above the threshold of the item you're using. And in order to do that, you can find those the pitch ball cards, which, you could eventually push this to 91 without any skill points. Or you can just do what I'm going to do and put 1 point into medical and hit apply. There we go. We go back to our character. We now have a toxicity of 95. And because we have 95 toxicity now, you'll notice that green triangle next to our inhaler icon is gone. And because it's gone, that means we can heal 2 times now without crashing. But again, I'm going to be running a double healer comp, so both my companions will be healers. Meaning it's not as important for me, but it's still just a nice quality of life thing. If you want to max damage besides guns, you would also go with something like Observation for weak spot damage. But depending on your playstyle, if you want to do the Stealth Archer, you would obviously do Sneak for sneak attack damage. That is the highest possible damage increaser in the game, is doing sneak attacks. But not everything can be snuck, and sneak attacking is slow and boring, and I just want to run and gun, okay? If you want to do a companion build, obviously buffing the HP and damage of your companions would be the way to go with leadership. Speech is primarily against humans. You can read the tooltips and figure it out yourself. But let's start with perks now. And because I'm running a crit build, I want to maximize my crit. But I'm going to tell you another viable option for someone doing, say, a genocide run or an evil playthrough. And that is where you just kill everyone that becomes useless to you. Once you, get the XP, you get the story element, and killing them doesn't affect the ending or something, then you would want to go with Psychopath into Serial Killer. Because as a Serial Killer, every human you kill, especially stealth kills, you get their heart, and that is that's a +2 to maximum HP for every heart. Now, if I go around on the first island here, the first, planet, whatever you want to call it, and kill every human from this point, until we clear, the rest of the quests, I'm going to have at least like 120 to 150 bonus HP, which is worth about 3 character levels, and you cap out at level 30, okay? So, again, and there's like 4 or 5 more zones after this one. I forget, it's like 4 or 5 more zones. Not as many humans, but there's still enough humans. So at the end of the game, if you want a stat-maxed character with tons of HP, even though we pick Sickly, then that would be a viable option. But for me, here's what I'm going to choose for a crit build. So we're going to go with Trophy Hunter for 5% critical chance, and we're going to apply that. There we go. Alright. And then next up is Serendipitous Slayer for 10% crit chance with pistols and submachine guns. Alright. And also, your crits start to reload your weapon automatically, which is really nice. So we will go ahead and apply that. There we go. And now we have 1 point remaining. And so the point that I want to get is I'm going to go to Skills. And actually, no, let's go to Perks. And I believe it is a Lockpicking perk. You can look at the ones, it's Bag Check. We need Lockpick 4. Alright, so Lockpick 4. So we're going to put 2 into Lockpick and apply. There we go. And Bag Check should be up here now. Bag Check, where you at? I have been up all night. Okay, there it is. 5% crit chance, right? That's nice. But we can also check people's pockets before pickpocketing them, which is not a big deal. I'm just doing it for the crit rate. So there we go. Now, our character, as you can see, when we look at our weapon, we have a crit rate chance of 18%, though that is not the actual crit rate. The crit rate should be, let's see, it should be like, 25 or something. So we get 5 from the hat, 1 innate, or no, we got some from the cards innately, okay? It should be more than 18. I'm not sure why it's not showing. It must be bugged or something. But so there's 5. There's 10. There's another 5, so that's 15. The helmet is 20. Innately 21. And then the cards that we have, we should push it to like 24, 23, 24, something like that. So our crit rate should be in the low 20s at this point. And now, with all of these stat gains, let's see how much damage we do against a hammer claw from far away. We're doing 120, etc. We need to be close, though. Submachine gun has a, smaller effective range. And there we go. Look at that. That's 182 crit. Very, very strong, right? Now, from a range, obviously, we're not going to be hitting, but shooting a little faster. It does go down pretty quick, I will admit. There we go, and then we'll just dance with the grab here. Now, this is just the beginning, right? Because this gun will start to shoot much faster. It will also start to crit much harder. When we're close, of course. And when we have our teammates, we can just, face tank everything. Maybe not on the very hard difficulty, at least not initially, but yeah. We got the little baby crabs here. Well, I'm up high, so they can't do anything, so they just die. They literally melt. Alright, that thing managed to hit me in the face with a fireball, but that's fine. And look at that. Look how fast they died compared to what they were dying from. And yeah, so now we're ready to take on the rest of the game. Even though we haven't even gotten started with our gear, we don't have like 50 million bullets for 50 million HP regeneration. And we definitely don't have the HP regen helmet yet, but it's coming, And this is, again, just the beginning. There are perks that are going to make our character insanely strong. Lucky Strikes is 100% crit damage bonus. We have Penetrating Shots, which is 100% armor pin, which we're getting armor pin from just having gun levels as well. And a lot of other things, too, that will allow us to deal a lot more damage. It's all going to add up, and unfortunately, you're not going to see it all in this video because this is just a starter guide, not a full game guide. Alright, there's something that strikes me as odd, alright? So this is supposed to be like a sci-fi future with spaceships and shit, right? She is writing with, like, a pen. This is a pencil. You can see the eraser. She's writing with a pencil-looking thing on a clipboard, on paper. This is not a tablet. This is not a digital device. This is pen and paper. Why? I mean, come on. Alright, so before we continue the main story, we need to increase our overall healing. That is our inhaler, but also we need to get Inez her healing power. So we're going to bring Valerie and Inez with us. Valerie's still being our main healer right now. And we are going to go do Inez's hunting quest as soon as it loads. There we go. And again, we're going to go right up here. So in order to get up here, you're going to take this fast travel point, and you're going to have to run all the way around. Don't beeline it. If you beeline it, there's a little cave with a guy hiding in it. It's like, oh, I'm hiding away, waiting for my partner. And, yeah, so there's that guy. All right? But we're going to run all the way around. There's a big mountain, so you can't miss it. Just hug the mountain. You'll eventually go around it and swing all the way back, and then you enter the cave from the top. Now, when you pass this little road checkpoint looking thing for the first time, obviously there's loot in here, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is outside the checkpoint, for the first time, there's going to be someone doing an execution. You have these people, and they're going to shoot this guy, whatever. Or you can just save them, right? You can just save them. It's fine, there you go. They just instantly die.
Thank the stars.
And then you can talk to him and exhaust his dialogue. He's got some gifts for you right here on this rock. And his language is, here, I'll explain. Number one. Number one. Oh, look at his wording. My partner and I. Alright? That wording is code for weirdo. See you later, Buster. Yeah, this is a based in red pilled YouTube channel, so if you're not based in red pilled, you can just leave. You can just leave. I don't care. I don't want you here. I don't want you watching it. Now, when you get to this part of the map, you're going to see a pathway that leads up here. This is not the correct way to go. This is the, oh yeah, the save him from the lizard. But this guy is like, I'm waiting here for my partner. Not my problem. Not my problem. You know what? I actually forgot to do something with the other guy, and that is gotta get rid of those bodies. Anyway, at the bottom of the cave, there's some loot you can grab. You know, some crafting materials like this stuff, their ferrochronium, whatever. But that's pretty much it. Now, a lot of people are gonna go down this cave. What? Oh, that's a tail. I thought that was a stretching error or something. But no, a lot of people are gonna go down there and be like, I can't get over here. You gotta go all the way around, alright? Just take it from me. By the way, if you're still watching after I killed these pixelated video game characters because of their weirdness, then I really do appreciate you sticking around because, you know, it's harder and harder to find more old school based people that still believe in the old ways. You know, everything sucks now in like 2025 and beyond. It just sucks. Everybody's so weird. Everyone's, you know, just an oddball. And I really appreciate if you are one of the normal ones. Alright, so you'll know that you're in the right spot if there's a cave here, there's like a crashed thing there, and you hear a giant loud roar coming from the caves. And all you gotta do, it's real simple to navigate these caves. You just make your way to the bottom, and then you'll fight a bunch of waves of enemies. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You kill the boss, and you go back to town. I'll show you. So here is the boss fight, and that's the fight. Already dead. Yeah, and there's the ads. Ads is MMORPG speak for additional units, additional enemies that come in to aid the boss. So there you go. In case you don't play MMOs, Inez is gonna be like, I don't know which one I should get, so you should tell her.
I'm keen to hear it.
What can each graft do exactly? And then go tell her to go with the Raptidon graft.
Like other raps can.
We could use the healing.
Exactly what I was thinking.
One important thing to note for you role players out there is that this boss fight cave also serves a purpose if you go this way, which is north on your map. Well, there is no north. It's actually west. Yeah, if you go west, there is a sewer entrance there. And
This drainage must
this is how you can get into the box relay without, you know, going through the front door. Alright, so we're gonna fast travel back to the town. Then we're gonna return to Ethel Tinsley, which is right up here in the town, and tell her to do the graft. Can you install the graft now? Blah 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 blah.
Get sorted while
And then number one. There you go, fade to black. Now she's got lizard arm. So she's part furry now, boyos. No furries allowed, bang, 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 bang. Nah, we need heals. We need lots of heals. Alright, she's not full furry, okay? It's just one arm. Just one lizard arm thing. It's pretty humanoid looking anyway. That settles that, so we can talk to her now and talk about it.
I'd say this officially puts
And
me
then I'm
back
glad
in.
you're feeling better. Number one, thanks, blah, 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 whatever. Then you can open your menu, go to companions, and it's time to allocate some perk points. So every time you hit 5 levels, so do they, and then you can give them abilities. So yeah, I like to give Valerie the group heal ability here. And then, yeah, we can save that. And then Inez, you know, medicine packs for healing, right? There you go. And you can change these anytime. They're respecable. But you can't respec. Never mind, they took that out. Whoops. These are the correct choices. You want them both to main spec heals. That's all there is to it. So let me teach you how to use your healers. So Valerie is a target heal. Whenever you tell her to use her ability, she will just heal you up. That's all there is to it. It's just a targeted heal. Inez, however, is an AoE ground heal. That means area of effect. So what you want to do is if Valerie is wounded, you go stand near Valerie, then use Inez's ability. She will teleport next to you while in stealth, drop a big green cloud of healing that will heal. It targets you, or it tries to target you. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it's way off. But you just stand in the green cloud and that'll heal you. Now, you can't make Valerie or Inez stand or stay in the green cloud, but Inez casts it around herself after she teleports next to you, that is. So if you're standing next to Valerie, then she gets the heals, Inez gets the heals because she's the one that cast it, and you get the heals if you're close enough. Our next step to increase our healing is to go here to the lab that shouted incoherently and often for this quest, because this is going to give us an inhaler upgrade that will heal us for 300 instantly and 300 over 5 seconds, which is, you know, it's a 50% upgrade. Now, normally I would fast travel from Westport to get there, but we're going to fast travel from the Auto Mech Repair Center and go ahead and clean up the routine Rare Field Resource quest first on the way there. So here is where the resource is for the routine reconnaissance. It is on the beach, and it is in a cave. So right here, there you go, that completes the quest. There's other stuff in here too. And at this point, you don't have to break all the eggs if you don't want to, you know. But, you can be a loot goblin if you want. But hey, look at that. There was some of that ore hidden behind the eggs. Funny how they do that. Funny game devs. But yeah, it is, that's where it's at. And with that said, we can now teleport back over here and turn in the quest. And then we can also teleport back here and then run up there, or teleport here and run here. But I like to approach this from this angle because we can grab a quest item and just do it real quick. Alright, so we can go ahead and turn in the ferrochromium, blah, blah, blah. And then she gives us a third quest to go find more stuff. Now, the quest we just picked up is called In Pursuit of Purloin Propaganda. And, yeah, so basically, this is where you run around the whole map and collect the little magazines that you've been seeing randomly in encampments. We're not going to be doing that for this video. That's something you can come back to the planet and get done later. Alright, so this is the lethal and non-lethal way to do this quest. So, I like to approach kind of from the southeastern part, and we're going to invade this tiny little house here, which is right there. And in order to use the computer inside, we can't be in combat. So this means that once we start getting a little close, we either need to one-shot this guy, avoid his line of sight, and get in the house, or, whatever. The other way is we could just kill everybody, right? So here's what's going on. These guys are homicidally irritable, right? You can tell by their name tag. And so we're going to give them some happy gas, and they won't want to kill everybody anymore. So yeah, that's all we need to do is sneak into the house. Pretty simple to do. Just don't get seen by the guy. And there's a way to cheat it. Remember our good friend the bucket helmet? Yeah, there you go. Just now we're invisible, and now he can't see us. So yeah, he's pointing. Is that a? I am done with this. He's like, this dude just vanished in front of me. What the hell? What the hell? Anyway, there you go. And then we can take off the annoying bucket helmet and go inside. So, there you go. That's how to cheat it. Alright. And then once you're inside, you just have to download a data thingy. Go ahead and just yoink that real quick. Alright. So, we're going to hit 1 a bunch, 2, 3. 3 for download data. There we go. Got it. Alright. Number 4, return to root. Number 4. Yeah, okay. So the next part is you could try to sneak in the front door, which is stupid. So here's the fun way to do it. Just run into this building, this big ass building. Okay, everyone's gonna shoot at you. We got 2 healers. We're all right. We're gonna open this door, and now normally this door is locked. This one right here. So we're just gonna open that, unbar and open. There we go. And now we're just going to leave. Gonna run away. Just gonna run up here for a bit. Away from the facility and go hide in some tall grass. Now, this area does have lizard monsters, so we have to kill them because they're going to aggro us too. Usually. But yeah, we just chill in the grass. And you can see if your party members are aggroed or not. Nope. No lizards this time. Sometimes there's lizards up here, but you just kill the lizards, you exit combat. The music ended, we're not on high alert anymore, so we can now run into that door we just opened. It'll stay open, it won't relock. And we've already got the quest items we need. So let's make sure, sometimes you might have to crouch, do a little, if you sprint, they can hear you from pretty far. But we're just going to go back in the door and shut the door or whatever. Then we're going to talk to this weird looking dude. Got that purple lipstick. Yes, he. Omid Ormsby, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to hit 1, I'm going to hit 1 a bunch, 1 a bunch, 1, whatever, 1. And then he tells you to go get the red spore samples and that data, but we've already done that. So now we just talk to him again, because we've already done it. Hit 1. Now we're going to click the the box below the intercom here, and then put the stuff in. There we go. Then hit 1 and 1 again. And then we hit the box here to take out the chemical counter agent. Then we go to this table and we mix it. I don't have medical force, so we can't do this. So just the normal one still gets us the reward. It's fine. It just brainwashes the people differently. That's all it does. All right, there we go. We got the antidote for the homicidal irritability. And then we put it in the box. And then we hit 1, and then we hit 1. And then he opens his door for the chest that has the escape suit and the Adreno Spoom Boon Starter Plus, which heals 300 instantly and 300 over 5 seconds. Also for only 90 toxicity. So again, this is a 200-200. This one is a 300-300. So it's clearly better in every and all ways. So there you go. And then afterwards, I trust you'll see yourself out, and you could blow his head off for wearing the purple lipstick. But you know, maybe he's just a freak or something. You know, being a freak's not so bad. But yeah, he happy gassed the whole colony. Now everyone's normal again. So the fun way, though, to do it is to just kill everybody. You get a bunch of XP. You get a ton of loot from these dudes. And they're really easy. They're super easy to kill, especially with how built our character is. But if you want to be pacifist mode, or if you want to be like murder all the people mode, then you do you. It's however you want to play it. Alright, so all that's really left to do besides the very minuscule quests is what I would call zone cleanup. So right here at the Arbiter Training Facility, you can go in here and kill everybody and get all the loot. We also need to go down to the Auto Mech Repair Center, buy everything from the vendors, and then kill everybody. Go up here to Westport and kill everybody. Go over here to the Bridge of the Reverend and kill everybody. Go over here to the Sky Cutter Controls and kill everything because it's lizard infested. Get all the loot and do the quest. And then finally, after that, all that is left, besides the little tiddly random little points around the map with, you know, diddly squat, is to go to the Vox Relay and kill everybody. Now, if you're getting bored of this map and want to go to the second map, here's what you should do instead. You should first kill everybody in Westport. Then go over here and do the quest for the Sky Cutter Controls. You can ignore everything else on the map for now, and then complete Vox Relay, and when you get bored of the other zones, you can then come back and kill the Arbiter Training Facility, and so on and so forth. It's up to you, but that's all that there's really left to do on this map. Alright, so I'm going to start my zone cleanup at the Arbiter Training Facility, and for this you don't want to play this on very hard because the robots will one-shot you, but we're just going to go in and kill everything. There's really no story to be had here. This is purely just a battle arena. We kill the turret, and again, these robots on very hard will absolutely just body you. And just spam heals from your companions whenever you need it, and again, once you kill everything, some doors will unlock. The boss will come out, just kill and loot everything. At the back of the facility, there is a Lockpick 5 chest. It's not really worth opening, it's just Arbiter armor. That it does give you crit chance whenever you take damage, but then you lose the crit chance when you crit. And, well, we crit a lot, so we're a crit build. We don't need more crit on our armor. And that zone in particular gives a huge amount of XP. My character was level 8 and like 90% of the way, and just clearing out that area gave me 2,303 spillover into 9. And of course at level 9 we're going to continue to put another point into guns. There we go. The next kill everybody area I'm going to go to is here at the bridge. I'm just going to open fire, kill everything, loot everything. Once you're on the second floor of the building, you can use this lever to lower the bridge if you want. You don't have to. Also, next to the bridge controls is a computer, and near the computer is a playing card that gives you plus level 1 or plus 1 to gadget energy, which is how we activate our shield. Also, if you haven't noticed, enemies have started to explode now when we mostly shoot at them, and that is because of the crit rate. So when you crit an enemy and you get the killing blow with the crit, their bits go everywhere. But if you're looking to open this door with the Bridge Armory keycard, it is the captain at the front of the gate that you killed initially. Even if you don't want the loot, opening the door with the keycard is about 690 XP with, well, the foot and mouth syndrome. And there is a unique body armor in here. It is the, oh, where's it at? Oh, we got guns. Yeah, there's a bomb suit in here somewhere. Maybe I quick looted it. I'm not really sure. Let me show you. So as of making this video, the bomb suit doesn't work. This thing is supposed to reduce damage from explosives by 90% and recover parts that you get from mines with your engineering skill. I have stepped on every mine, reloaded game, stepped on every mine with this thing on. I have never gotten a part, and I'm taking full damage regardless of if I wear this armor or not, from grenades, mines, everything. This armor does not work. I don't understand why, but it does make you look like a beefy boy, so that's pretty cool. Also, in these zones, if you see an auto dock, it's not like the one in the ship. These things are a one-time use. You can get 2 of your inhaler charges from them. Even if you're at full HP, you should still use these, especially if there's no more immediate danger in the area. And you have 2 healer characters anyway, so your health should always be topped off. Alright, so before doing the evil actions, which is killing off Westport and the Automech Repair Center, you want to dismiss your party members. You can keep Valerie, because Valerie's a robot, doesn't give a damn what you do. But Inez will get pissy if you kill innocents, so don't have her around. But before doing that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Ministry of Accuracy, travel north. There's a lot of loot when you travel north. There's also some lizard monsters to kill. We're going to cross the bridge, kill more things, do more stuff, and then get over here and get the fast travel. So when you go to this, you can unlock the door with the Engineering 1, and on this table there is a decryption key. I already picked it up before recording, but it's there. Also, careful with killing random dudes, especially if they are a corporate or auntie's choice. So that was Inez, you know, biting my ass over killing this corporate trooper guy, because corporate trooper is auntie's choice, and that's what Inez used to be, so she just gets pissy. But again, you can just send her back to the ship, then kill everybody. This guy isn't really worth killing anyway. Doesn't really drop much. So what you want to do in this area to get rid of all the fart gas is you want to go over here to the left to this generator thing. And yeah, it drains you pretty quick, so you will get poisoned. But you run over here, you pop your Engineering 3, and then this is going to turn off the gas. So more small zones to clean up. We have this little area here, up through here. This is the drop pod landing zone. Another like beach area, a dock or whatever. So here's the solution. Use Engineering 3 to open the door. Once the door is open, kill the robots. Come over here. There's an electrical wall. Click this thing on the wall to disable the electricity. In here is a decryption key and some other loot. The loot in this area, it's not that great. There's some enemies and lizards and humanoids to kill in this area, but there's no notable loot that I could find. I didn't go as thoroughly because I'm trying to get this video done and released before the game comes out. Alright, so here we are at the Sky Cutter, and I just want to talk about this zone. This is a 10-floor zone that you fight your way up to the top to then complete the quest. In the basement, and I'll show you real quick the basement. Yeah, there's stuff to loot. I'll loot it in a bit. There is a special chest that's down here, and guarded by this lizard. Kill that real quick. There we go. Kill this one that ambushes us. And this chest right here. So you need 5 IDs that are scattered throughout the 10 floors to open this. When you open it, you get a trauma kit, you get 900 bits, you get a decryption key, and I think like a grenade or something. It's nothing special, nothing unique. But yeah, we put in this guy's ID, and then we need, you know, a bunch more. So if you want to go through all 10 floors and find the dead bodies, all you got to do is look for dead human soldiers. That's it. Pretty easy to spot, so if you want to get them all, run back down here and open it, you can. It's really not worth it, honestly. The rewards kind of suck. Also, that corpse at the bottom is how you get the Sky Cutter entry key, and that's how you enter the dungeon. And it's what it is, it's a dungeon. Got another playing card. Once you cross this platform, this is kind of where we're at. There's a big fan here, and there's like a table with a light in the corner, and there's a playing card, Chris Stanek, and that's going to give us +5 max health. Not really that much. Once you reach the top, there's a chest here with another pitchball card. There we go. That's +1 gadget meter. And if you've been looking for the cards and you can't find the last one, just go outside like you're supposed to. The last one is out here. There you go. That's 5 out of 5 cards. They're pretty easy to find if you're just, you know, if you're already a loot goblin, but if not, just check each floor thoroughly. Now, one thing you can do to really min-max XP, and it's only about 300, so it's really not much, is before using this control panel to disable the turrets, you can just go to Vox Relay, kill all the robots and humans outside, then fast travel back, then go up the huge long elevator, then come all the way back up here, and then disable it. And it's a little bit more XP, but I'm lazy, and it takes a while to do that. Like, the time isn't worth 300 XP. So what this does, this kills the robots and turrets in the area, so we don't have to deal with it. Now, in order to go get that chest down below, just fast travel back to it. Don't take the elevator down. That's the slow way. Fast travel, and then just run back into the front door. Way, way more efficient to do it that way. So I'm aware that I kind of skipped a really cool explosion in the distance that you could have seen. So, my bad. Actually, just kidding. I'm going to show you the explosion. So here is the station powering up, and then it shoots a big lightning thingy over here. And, yeah. There you go. That's it. You see all the little explosions now and the lightning bouncing all over the place. Now we know it's a job well done. And a random heads up, because I saw someone complaining on Steam forums about this. If you kill the lizards on top of the chest and you can't use the chest, you have tools to deal with this. Just get your acid sprayer out and melt the corpse. And then you can access the chest. Alright, so with that done, the fastest way for me to deposit the party is, instead of talking to them, I just go to the ship and then leave the ship without them. We want to go to West March solo without our team members, though. We did just blow up the plant, so you still want to go back to Fairfield and turn in that quest. Remember, it's the big building. That's where we go to turn it in, and we will get an acid blaster, I believe, for doing this. Alright, number one, and then number 5, and number 1. So again, that was about 2,200 XP. We're level 10 now. Yeah, we're level 10 on the first planet. Alright, so we have now hit level 10, so I'm putting a point into guns every time we level up. And as far as perks go, for this build, we need Point Blank Artist. This actually kind of sucks because it lowers our damage to far enemies, but that's fine. Because you need Point Blank Artist to get penetrating shots, which is 50% armor penetration. Also, ignore all of the perks that give you weapon range. That may sound like it's really good, but for our weapon range is only 7.5 meters, so 50% of that would only be like 10 meters. Alright, whereas other weapons, you know, like pistols have 13, the rifles have 32. Again, we are not a weapon range build. Alright, so we're going to go to Westport and now massacre everybody, and the reason we're doing this is because Westport is going to be the dumping ground of the Vox Relay. Again, Vox Relay is going to kill one town. We could kill Fairfield, but if you kill Fairfield, you lose Inez. If you kill off Westport, you lose nothing. You could also hack it into space and save both, but who cares about that? I don't want to level hacking, do you? I don't. Just make sure that you go to this requisition mech and buy everything that you want before massacring the town, because otherwise this gear will be unobtainable. That means this Adrenaline Edge knife, if you want it, I don't know the point of this knife that gives you energy and toxicity while you're in combat. I guess if you run double healer and some sort of gadget build, this would be a weapon. I don't know. Now, I want to point out, don't go and kill Niles' friend, because then he'll just leave your party, and you kind of want him for crafting purposes. So, the spaceship will crash into the main part of the building. It's not going to crash into the ghetto part down here. So, he's still safe. Also, don't forget the robots in the restricted area. Might as well take them out real quick and loot everything in the zone. Alright, next up is to massacre the repair center. But before we do that, run to the vendor and buy all the valuable stuff that you want, because after you start massacring the town, they won't be friendly anymore, and the vendor will be dead, obviously. The main missiles in this town is the Zyraniator gun. The only thing I can think of using this is some sort of offhand weapon swap, because like if you hack a terminal and you release a robot to kill everyone, you could shoot the robot with this to buff them and make them killing faster. I don't know, whatever. It's got 2 decryption keys, which we're obviously going to buy. There we go. And also the hover drone, which is a pet for your ship. Again, if you don't get it here, you can't get it later. One cool thing is that in the main guy's like little bunk area, there are some of these uninitialized key cards for Vox Relay. So you can just skip a whole objective inside there and go straight for the computer terminal. Real quick, just because I haven't seen anyone else show this off, this is the remote detonator. This thing sucks. It is terrible. It costs 8 of those decryption keys to open the box for. And what it does is, I'll try to show it off here. It shoots a pellet, or a dart rather, that sticks to an enemy, deals no damage. and then when you reload the gun, it detonates the dart. So, wow, where is everybody? There is like no one here. Okay, there's someone. So we're gonna shoot him with a dart, so now he has a dart, and then when I reload, it detonates it. And again, that's 78 damage. So yeah, you can stack multiple darts, obviously. So again, we pumped him with, what, 2 darts, 1 miss, 3 darts. We hit reload, boom, 78, 78, 78, right? That's just how it is. You push the reload button, it detonates. Now, the problem with snipers on the first planet is that it requires heavy rounds. You can't buy these, you can't craft these, and there's only a little bit you can find, as far as I know. The only place to find them is in Westport, in the little ghetto area down here. That's it. That's all the ammo you get for the whole map. And I don't know if there's a viable build for that gun, or if explosion perks that increase explosion damage increases the damage of that weapon. I'm not going to fiddle with it, but you're better off saving your keys for other lock boxes on other planets and avoid the remote detonator. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I got to play sniper, I got to play sniper. No, you don't. Not yet. Time for the final level of the map. We're going to bring Valerie and Inez with us, and we're just going to storm the front gate. Now, I know that we got the writ of conscription or whatever the heck from Westport, which would let us in the front door. However, it won't let us in the front door because we didn't level speech, we didn't level leadership, we didn't level any of the stuff required to actually talk our way through it. As soon as you give the writ of conscription to the guard at the front, they will simply tell you, oh, yeah, they're traitors, sorry, your writ of conscription doesn't work. Also, there's no turrets in the fight because we, you know, did the mission to disable them all, so they're all on fire and corrupted, which also means you can't loot them. But again, I mean, at this point, you don't need the loot anymore. You're already geared up. So I'm just gonna run and gun. I'm not even gonna talk to anybody. I'm just gonna shatter all their limbs. You know, loot everything here, shoot everybody, and you know, kill everything, loot everything, the usual. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed deeper into the facility. Just kind of, all you got to do is go forward, open the door, go forward, open the door. And that's how you get to the next actual dungeon zone. So if you spared Corbin earlier in the game, then he's here. Now, I don't have speech, so I can't talk him down. So I'm just going to kill him. Sorry, Corbin, whatever. Womp womp. That's life. And, again, he doesn't really have any loot, but look at him. He's all got a mustache or goatee or whatever. So if you're unsure where to go, once you hit this little room with the purple thing and the computer in the middle, you got to go in this air vent. The game tells you where to go, but for some reason, some people simply, for whatever reason, their heads-up display does not show them where to go. And, yeah, I've seen a lot of people get stuck in this area. If you're looking for the Vox Armory key, it's up here whenever you go down to the sewer little entrance area. There is a person that's talking to themselves. They're worried about their job. You can just pickpocket or kill them. And, again, they're a bad guy anyway. It doesn't matter. And then there you go. So this boss fight's pretty simple. You can't really talk them out of it unless you have a lot of leadership and speech. Now, he drops the chain spark cannon. So this thing is essentially what it does is chain lightning. So it's when you're fighting groups of enemies, the electrical ammo will bounce between them, which is really, really good. I would say you could make a whole build around this weapon. It's that good. So if you're trying to figure out what to do in this room, you have to pick up this this chocolate bar, and inside is the key card. That's a root kit or something. So there you go. And then you insert it into the computer here, which opens a secret door. So, kind of important, make a safety save before you go into this room. Also, 2 decryption keys and some other loot, which is nice. But we're going to go to this little computer here, exhaust all the dialogue. There we go. And then, oh no, she's going to detonate the station or something. Oh, what do we do? Well, what you want to do...
We gotta do something.
Alright, yes, I'm not letting anything bad happen to fair whatever. Click on this thing, and then have the destination set to Westport. If you're a hacker mans, you can send it to space. I don't know what happens if you do it, if you hit the lucky button, but we're going to send it to Westport, alright, because they're all dead anyway, who cares. And then you just walk out of the elevator and leave. That's all there is to it, really. Pretty simple stuff. And that completes the first planet or the first map for now. You can always do the collectibles and come here and turn that in, which I think I've already just done passively. You can go check out Westport and look at the crash landing of the spaceship. Pretty funny there. Completing this zone puts us very close to level 11. If you do the thing where you go and kill all the robots and then turn the power off on the station from the dungeon we just did, then that will get you 11. But also, if you were to just massacre everyone where we got our healing upgrade item, that would also put you at 11. And I'm sure there's a few random animals around. If you killed the drone station, that puts you at 11, but then we couldn't farm infinite bullets as fast, so that's a bummer. But, yeah, if we killed some random straggler mobs, I'm sure we could push 11. Also, our weapon is level 19 and only growing stronger. Again, there's still, like, 5... If you were to speedrun this game, or just beeline the main story, there's still 5 more hours of skipping dialogue and killing things to go. And we're already pretty much beefed up. Also, a reminder, at level 10, your companions get their next perk point. Now, for Valerie, you have a chance of mag picks not breaking, which is whatever. Those things are so easy to get. Or 20% chance to double items on breakdown. And if you know how save scumming works, 20% chance to double your items means 100% chance with enough saves and reloads. So obviously, salvaging tools is the choice that you should pick. And then for Inez, you can either get crude biomass when eating food, which means you're saving your shit. That's what that means, which is gross. Crude biomass is whatever. It's very easy to get. But experimental drug conversion, you get inhaler charge when you eat food. Hell yeah, that is way, way more valuable. So that's what we're going with. Anyway, once, we're done with the story for the first planet now, so we can go back to the landing pad. Now, you'll notice you cannot fast travel into the ship. That is because there is a story character that you will interact with, who is going to basically... It's a shoo-in to push the story forward, because otherwise, what the hell are they going to do? So the game tells you to go to Golden Ridge, but that's not where we are going. Again, Golden Ridge is Dorado, okay? We're not going there yet. We're going to the free market station. This has some side quests. This has a bunch of vendors with updated gear that we're going to use. Once you land at the free market, we're going to grab a few cards. So here to the left, there's a, random people here and some random stuff. If you go over here to this green mat looking thing, there it is. It's next to this book. This is the Lohith Erish card, which is a +1 gadget meter. Now, I don't know what's going on with the patch, but there was a card in this building. And when I first played, there was a card here. And now that I've played, there isn't. But it would be right here on this notebook. And I don't know why it's not there. A patch bugged it or something, and it's been removed, or moved, I don't know, but maybe in a future patch, the card will be back here. I don't know why, it's not there. The next card is in the actual market itself, and if you look up, you'll see, like, Auntie's Choice Chaw or whatever, and then on a table, or you can look for this little doctor image, on a table over here is the Yilan Tang card, which is 1% crit chance. That's what we want. We want those crit chance cards. Oh, yeah. So let's get some gear and upgrades. So in the free market, there is a vending machine here. We're going to go ahead and use that. And you're going to buy the prism sight for the submachine gun, which can be a little hard to find in this menu because it's so jank. But what we're looking for is it's right here. Burst SMG prism sight. It looks just like this. Go ahead and buy it. And we get a discount because we are now trusted with Auntie's Choice. Auntie's Choice, whatever, who cares? Anyway, then you go to the workbench right next to it. You click Rookie's Reward, you click Prism Sight, and you add it. Now, here's the thing about modded weapons. Now, our weapon is considered modded, so if you want to go with the perks that increase modded damage weapons, you absolutely can. If you plan to max out engineering or whatever, then that is a way to massively increase your damage. So what did the Prism Sight do? It added 50% more damage to weak spot bonus. Weak spot is headshots, face shots on certain animals, and rotor shots on drones. The big glowing eye on the big dragoon robots, that's weak spot damage. So this just increased our damage by 50% if you're good at aiming at things. Now, I also want to point out that you cannot replace the level mod on this weapon, but you can override your sight mod. There are optical mods later on that do things like allow your bullets to home in and auto-track enemies and a lot of other things. So this Prism Sight is not for the rest of the game. It is just a bonus boost to damage for now. Alright, so right behind the vending machines is a whole bunch of crates of ammo, all sorts of different types. And if you remember our good old friend, the bucket head trick, we're going to be using that. But it's a little different here. I don't know why, but essentially, you know, once we move, we have our invisibility icon. If you stand up and steal this, even though we are invisible, it will cause a bounty. So what you have to do is make sure that when you are crouching, it does not say detected. You can see right now it says detected. That means someone can see through our invisibility that's around us. Alright, they got pretty high security here. So, it's not like the starter area. But if you are crouching and it does not say detected, then you can steal the ammo and no one will ever know. So again, just get in a position where you are crouched, it does not say detected, and you are free to steal the ammo. It can be pretty difficult, so you may not be able to steal everything, but just kind of finagle it. Besides ammo, there are lots of things in the market that are just open in the windows. So again, you can use the bucket trick. Just make sure it does not say detected. So right now, I am not detected. And I can just yoink all of this stuff. And then, because there's so many different vendors, I can just sell the stolen goods to a different vendor. There we go. Just stealing it right in front of her. And again, we can see into pockets now. And you can see that this vendor has a decryption key. So that is definitely something that we want to grab. And even though we can see into our pockets, we still have to charge up for 3 seconds. So again, just walk around and steal everything of value. Next up is the doctor area here, and there is some important items, and mainly it's this helmet up here. This is called the Pilferator. It's more crit damage than what we have, but also it has stealthy salubrity, which let me show you what that does.
If you depends.
Actually, I didn't mean
Really?
to click
Is there
healing.
some medica-
So, what this does is it increases your healing from your inhaler, but also you can use a hack shunt thingy to double dip into the auto docks, meaning you get extra inhaler charges, because you get 2 charges every time you use an auto dock, and except for the one on your ship, of course, that'd be cheating. But yeah, this is just a great thing to have, even if you aren't using this build. Having this in your inventory, you put this on, you double dip on an auto dock, you're gonna have way more heals than you could ever know what to do within the game. Also, she sells the recipe for trauma kit, so make sure that you buy that. But for the helmet, well, you know the trick with the helmet. You get your you put on your bucket, and you yoink it. And then you yoink the trauma kit, and basically everything that she has on the shelf. Because, you know, it's free, you might as well. If you pickpocket her, she also has a trauma kit. Also, if you're curious how much more HP this helmet heals, right now my hack skill is level 2, and so my inhaler now heals from 300 to 384. So that would be 42 health per hack skill level. And just to try this out and make sure that's the math on it, well, let's level up hack to 3, and now let's see how much it heals. It now heals 396, so not quite. And then if I go to, let's just say hack level 7, why not? We now heal up to 444. Now for armor, if we turn around from the doctor and look at this stairwell, there'll be like a little safe looking thing here with some posters. You go up the stairs. We have Miguel Fuentes, who he has a heavy hitter armor for 22 defense right here on the shelf. So obviously we're going to be bucketing that, you know, into our inventory. And again, just make sure it does not say detected on your screen, and then there we go. You might as well also take the other armor because you can scrap it, and it's also valuable. So yeah, just again, steal everything you can for more money. But also, if you talk to him and you open his vendor window, he has a few other interesting things. He has a waistcoat or a working class suit, whichever you want. And this thing is important if you want to cheese certain parts of the game, because it makes enemies lose awareness 50% faster, which is huge. Let me show you how huge that is, alright? So if you go to Sneak, every level is 2% NPC awareness detection rate, right? Well, not exactly the same stat, but you can see that 50% is very, very valuable to have. But what you do is you wear a waistcoat or a working class suit, you wear the bucket, and then you inch around wherever you want to go, and you'll never aggro anything, because the enemies will see you, they'll almost get alerted, And then with this clothes on and the bucket makes you invisible. So every time you stop moving, they can't see you, they lose awareness. And because you have one of these gears, these armors on, they lose awareness so much faster. So it lets you move through anywhere in the game that you want that can't see invisibility. Which there's a few places in the game that can see invisibility, but you can, again, just buy one. I'm going to buy the waistcoat because it doesn't matter to me. Now, if you are playing a stealth archer build, the covert Venetian mask is the same crit damage and rate as the other helmet we have, but this gives you 50% increased crouch movement speed, which is huge for stealth archer playthroughs. It's going to make your movement through zones way faster. Also, if you're some kind of weird speedrunner, then you could just put this on when you're in air vents or whatever. So, I'm going to buy it anyway, even though I'm not a stealth archer. From the armor vendor is a vending machine, and this has the updated recipes. This has all the grenades. This has heavy rounds, large plasma, long rounds, small plasma charges, and so on. So, this is where you go to learn those recipes if you need to use those guns, but for my build, we don't. A few other notables is Sandra Robidow, whatever, who is located right here. She sells a few interesting things. Well, one is the calorie counter, which if you are running a gear-based build, then this gives you energy back, so you can keep shields up or, spew more acid or whatever kind of build. We're not using that, so it's kind of useless to us. But there's a few interesting things, too, like there's a reflective helmet mod that reflects damage. We have, you can ignore damage every 15 seconds, which I have not tested this to see if you can still get, black powder and scrap armor. If you can, this would be pretty good for that armor set. Now, this makes you immune to corrosion, which is whatever. Not too many enemies use corrosion. Some animals do, but it's whatever. Easy to dodge. Now, you have this one, Shock Disperser. The majority of enemies in the game you are going to face for the rest of the game use shock damage. The troopers, robots, a whole lot of enemies in this game use shock damage. Now, this is 3,000 bits, so it's a bit of an investment if you don't sell anything, but it gives you damage resistance, but it also makes you immune to shock. And when you are shocked, you can't use your gadgets, and the energy from your gadgets goes away. So, if you want to keep your shields up and stay healthy, I highly recommend this as your armor mod, alright? The other one is that's really good is Breakdown Kit. So, this gives you 10% chance for extra resources and 10% chance to gain crafting materials on kills. You want to buy this ASAP and run it for the whole game. So, I'm buying this and I'm applying it with the crafting bench that's around one of these corners. I'm putting it on the helmet. So, that's where it goes. That's what we're using it for. And it will pay dividends by the end of the game. Now, you might think, wouldn't you want an extra medical inhaler slot to increase your healing? And the answer is no. Because by doing so, you just max out your toxicity, because the toxicity is stacks. And you don't want to do that. You'd rather double dip into one heal than have one big heal that overheals you and makes you crash, okay? Unless you're playing a crash build, but I'm not. If you are playing a crash build, you just want all the toxicity, which is where this would come into play, so that you are crashing longer, which means you have those buffs for longer. Also, because I'm not really covering the premium edition loot, this helmet is stupidly broken, because once you can print infinite, black powder and scrap metal, you can print infinite money, and with infinite money, you can get infinite damage resistance. So, yeah, it breaks the game. Also, for something like the heavy hitter armor, which is just, it's not an in-game armor, you're not going to use this the rest of the game. You could put something like Crisis Defense in, so 20% damage resistance. Emergency Deflectors, that's the one I meant. This one gives you 20% damage resistance whenever your gadget energy is low, and your gadget energy should always be low because you are using shield in battle, aren't you? I hope you are. Another good one is Union Diffuser, which splits the damage between the party. While this one doesn't really negate total damage taken, because your party members can be infinitely revived, it's basically 20% damage reduction for you. So think of it like that. Finally, there is a rather interesting weapon you can get. If you go to the second choice bar, you can see there's the mug. It's a bar. You go inside, it's a bar. You go up the stairs. and then you kind of go forward here, and then you have this Fiona F. Walker person. And normally you're supposed to collect a bunch of cards to be able to get this interesting weapon, but we're going to use the bucket trick, and we're going to get, you know, right next to her, and then pickpocket her for her key. There we go. Then we can just take the bucket off. Now, the key opens the door around the corner here. The guards don't care if you open her door. They really don't. It's funny, right? Open the door, shut the door behind you, and then here we have the Spectrum Dance Saber. Alright, so this thing, it doesn't break down for much, but it's unique. It's a completely different color than anything you've seen in the game thus far. This is a one-of-a-kind weapon that basically turns the gameplay into Hellsinger. If you've ever played Hellsinger, you have to slash to the beat of the sword, and it'll increase your damage and give you random elemental damage. So it's pretty interesting if you want to run a melee build. However, this thing also sells for like 2,000. It doesn't break down for anything good, but it does sell for quite a bit. So if you don't ever plan to use a melee weapon, you could just sell this. But let me show off, once you're in combat, the beat starts. So there we go, and you just slash every time the little greater than and less than symbols get close enough. And if you mess up, the song starts over. So once you get it fully charged up, and you can slash the air to charge it too. You may be thinking, oh, Swoopity, you suck at this rhythm game. The timing is rather off from actual rhythm games. I just want to point that out. If you play a lot of Dance Dance Revolution, Step Maniacs, Nostalgia Op 3, any kind of rhythm game whatsoever, the timing is going to be a kind of a joke, right? But as you charge up the sword, what was that? Something popped up on the screen and closed. But once you charge it up, also I'm going to die here. Guess not. Once you charge it up, though, it does random elemental damage, and it starts glowing, and that's pretty much it. Also, you can't sneak up on enemies with this sword because it's making music that the enemies can hear. So, this is not a stealth weapon, but yeah, there you go. Besides the sword, which, you know, I have no real use for in this build, what's important in this bar is Tristan, who is a party member you can get. So you can talk to him and start that whole quest chain, but that's a whole different video. Anyway, so what I've done is I've set you up very, very handsomely in this game. You should be around level 11. Your gun should be around level 19. You should have very good stats, lots of money, lots of materials. I haven't sold any raw materials. You can see I have 178 crabble meat. That's like over 6,000 bits. I have taught you how to get infinite ammo. I have taught you how to get infinite money via infinite ammo. And just real quick, let me show you that helmet that gives you health regeneration based on how much ammo that you have. So this is the map selection, and so after Dorado, which is not nearly as long as Eden. Eden is the first planet, okay? Dorado's the second one. Then you go to the ACS Undisputed Claim, and you just go to the shopkeeper. It's like something sponge. I forget the exact name. It's something sponge, and you just buy it from them. And that helmet is called the Berserker's Bucket, alright? So you just go buy a Berserker's Bucket, and then you put it on, and when you have 9,999 plus bullets, you have infinite life regeneration, which means you can stand on the turrets all you want forever, and absorb all the bullets, get all the scrap metal, get all the black powder, craft more bullets, sell whatever you need, and there you go. There is no other guide for this game that is telling you to do this stuff. And what's funny is when my guide comes out, all these other bigger YouTubers and these they're corporate YouTubers. They are companies that hire editors. They are companies that hire like a team of people to make content for games, you know, for money reasons. Also, here's Scrabbles. He's in the ship. They copy my videos, and then, you know, they're going to get hundreds of thousands of views while I'm sitting at, like, maybe 10,000 if I'm lucky. But, yeah, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed the real, actual best possible start, not some shill company YouTuber, you know, trying to steal the SEO for those words. But, anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and, if this video does well, I will make more videos for this game, but I feel like games like this these days, they don't do so well, and guides like this, it's rare if they kick off or not. It's rare if I get views, so I just humbly request, leave a like. I'm going to ask you to leave a like because I did not give you a shill or a sponsorship. I didn't tell you to buy a VPN. I didn't tell you to sign up for some stupid shaving program or whatever. I didn't try to sell you a product, alright? But other than leaving a like, leave a comment, because I have no friends, I have no family, I have no social life at all. This is all I've got. I sit in a room and I make videos until my body gives out and I die. Alright, so just give me something to read. I haven't had someone comment on any of my thousands of videos in 10 hours. I'm lonely, please. Finally, click the video on the right side of your screen to watch another video. If you don't, you're going to stub your toe in approximately 6 weeks, and it's going to be one of those painful toe stubbings. So painful that it's going to hurt for about 6 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes.